Both the Reading manager and Wigan owner started the season with a selfie, but quickly focused on the job of getting their clubs back into the Premier League. Wigan are the bookies' favourites, but took the lead against the run of play. Callum McManaman's initial charge was halted, but Martin Waghorn blundered it back into his path to dink the Latics ahead. Reading with a better side long before their equaliser, and to say it came from an unlikely source is the understatement of the opening weekend. Sean Cummings marked his 100th league start with his first league goal. Wigan were rattled and ruffled by more direct play from the Royals, which ended with Nick Blackman beating Scott Carson, but not the far post. But it wasn't long before another member of the Reading back four wrote his name onto the score sheet. Wigan simply watched a clever free kick routine rounded off by Sean Morrison. They couldn't hold on though. Nobody picked up James MacArthur, who ensured two potential contenders both took a point.
First half, typical championship opener, very erratic, very long balls forced from Reading on us, and I felt we competed well. We got the ball down in certain periods in the first half, and I think the difference between the two teams was Callum McManaman, and we got the goal. I think we looked good in the first half.
A second half performance, it wasn't just about spirit. We've actually dominated the game for long spells, I thought. I think we put ourselves in a good position away from home, and we're coming away with at least something, which is important.
Ipswich looking for 2 league wins out of 2, and a good start was almost rewarded with an early goal. If your luck's in, those go in. Luke Chambers and David McGoldrick. For Reading, Nigel Adkins included 12 players in his squad who'd come through the club's academy. One of those is 22-year-old Jake Taylor. He's been on Reading's books, but mostly out on loan for 5 years. That was his first Reading goal. Into the second half, and Ipswich pressing for an equaliser. Daryl Murphy almost made it one apiece. Reading's inexperience did show at times as they tried to hang on to their lead. McGoldrick would have fancied his chances having scored last week. Not today. Into stoppage time, more Ipswich pressure, but when it's not your day, it's not your day. Ball finds Tommy Smith, who finds a supermarket sign. Good win for Reading. Frustrating for Mick McCarthy.
were two changes for Forest, with Jack Hunt and Dan Harding coming in for Eric Lehigh and Jack Hobbs. Nigel Adkins also made two changes, including a full debut for 18-year-old midfielder Aaron Cool. Commentary from Paul Walker.
Here's Burke. He's had a great start to his career with Nottingham Forest, Chris Burke. Fryatt can't gather it. Here's a Sombalonga. Burke still out there, sizing up the options. Antonio, it's in! Mikel Antonio breaks the deadlock against his former club. Great ball in from Burke, and Antonio peels off the back of Chris Gunter. Just the start that Stuart Pearce was looking for. Fox. Fryatt beaten to it. Plenty getting forward here for Forest. Here's a Sombalonga. That'll be a corner. Reed's corner. Antonio. Fox, good save from Federici, and Fryatt can't turn it home. Reed's corner driven in. It's a great leap from Antonio. It's a good save from Federici, and a let-off for Reading. It could so easily have been two. Fox. Now Reed. Sombalonga picks it up with no real challenge either. This is Hunt. And it goes. Antonio, it's in! He's got another one! What a day he's having. He scored against Reading for Sheffield Wednesday last season as well. And yet again he comes back to haunt his former club. Hunt's ball in, and Antonio grabs his second of the day. It is a mountain to climb now for Reading. Federici just cannot get there. Hit long by Darlow. Away by Hector. Here's Reed. Now Antonio. Sombalonga's in there. So too is Fryatt. 3-0. Matty Fryatt surely sees Nottingham Forest home and hosed. This time it's Antonio turning provider. Up against Gunter, and Fryatt with an easy header. Far too easy as far as Nigel Adkins will be concerned. Surely game over. Reed is going to chase this one down with Hector. Here's a Sombalonga. Nicely done. Held at bay for now, a Sombalonga. Reed again. He's on a corner. Forest are looking for more. Mancien's in there, Antonio's in there, Fryatt's in there as well. Will it go in? It will go in. Britta Sombalonga. What a scoreline we have here. That's 4 in 3 games for Britta Sombalonga. The City ground is jumping. 7 Reading players back there, not one of them could stop a Sombalonga. And what a day it's been for Stuart Pearce's summer recruits. 3 of them on the score sheet. Can Reading find any kind of consolation today? An afternoon to forget so far. This is Cox, and now Blackburn. Darlow comes up big. Forest determined to keep that clean sheet. Reading haven't offered an awful lot today, but when they did, Darlow came to Forest's rescue. Hunt did well. It will be a free kick. Jordan a beater. No complaints from him there. Sent in by Reed. And now Patterson! Good save, Federici. Patterson, the substitute, trying to get in on the act now as well. Sent in by Reed. Not properly defended, but Federici did his job. Driving rain now here on the banks of the Trent. Here's Hunt. Sombolonga. Lehigh coming forward. It's Eric Lehigh! Oh, that was close. It's been an awful long time since Eric Lehigh got on the score sheet. Not since his days at Aston Villa has he got a goal.
Albert Adoma scored early on in Middlesbrough's win at home to Reading last season, and only Adam Federici's fingertips prevented him doing so again on the Royals' latest visit. Instead, it was Reading who found the net in the opening stages, as Simon Cox rounded off a neat move 7 minutes in. Having only lost 4 on their own patch in all of last season, it's now back-to-back home league defeats for Borough. They did almost draw level via Chris Gunter's attempted block on an Adam Reach cross, and also went close when Kike and on-loan Chelsea striker Patrick Bamford couldn't quite get the necessary connection on Grant Ledbitter's ball in.
I think it shows a bit of charisma. Makes him look bigger as well.
Great ball again by Hector.
To Abita, who runs at the defender.
Oh, what a pass.
Abita and into the goal it goes! Pinged it in from the left-hand side from nowhere. Abita smashes it in from the left. Did anybody else get a touch? In it came, bundled in, and Reading go 1-0 up 15 minutes into the game. Here's Taylor, who's pushed off the ball, and it'll be cleared by Fulham, because he's high work rate, high on octane, isn't he? Really brave.
He could be off here, you know.
For Fulham, he's off. Fulham are down 1-0, and now they're down to 10 men. Murray. He always looks like he's about to let the ball get out of reach, Murray, doesn't he?
Yeah.
A long stretch.
Yeah, he didn't have the best first touch, Glenn Murray, there, but...
Hoogland, McCormack, lovely return ball, and what a
great tackle.
Gunter slid in and just nicked the ball away. Kavanagh into the feet of Heinemann, 20 yards out, right-footed. Akpan does enough to close him down. Opportunity, there's a great shot, Federici, superb save. Chris David with the shot, a couple of yards outside the penalty box, and a strong left hand from Federici parries it away.
It looks as if Reading were just about to score.
Here's a beat, another good delivery. Murray, 2-0 to Reading, a header 5 yards out, and Glenn Murray's really enjoying his debut here at the Medeski Stadium. Who plays a good, well-weighted pass for Abita. Abita knocks it in towards the far post. Here's Pogrebniak, hits it down, comes off the crossbar. Really unlucky. The Hungarian goalkeeper Corrali just did enough. Wins the ball. McCormack trying to put pressure on him. Short to Norwood. Forward it goes to the halfway line, and Cox looks up and tries to get the ball through to Blackman. He finds him. Blackman into the penalty box, drags Corrali wide. Here comes the shot, and Blackman makes it 3-0 to Reading, rounding off a truly terrific afternoon for Nigel Atkins' Reading.
Nigel Atkins' side went ahead inside 6 minutes at the Medeski, with Simon Cox's first of this game and third of the season. And when Nick Blackman was brought down, he converted from the spot to double the Royals' lead. Before the break, though, Millwall grabbed one back, and they looked to have earned a point when Mark Beavers levelled. 6 minutes from time, though, Cox headed home this late winner.
Stuart Gray's Sheffield Wednesday are developing into one of the real success stories this season. but their fans have had to travel far and wide to enjoy the best of it, as they enter the weekend unbeaten away, but winless at Hillsborough. Giles Coke's clumsiness presented Glenn Murray with a chance to keep that run going, but he hadn't reckoned with Kieran Westwood. The Wednesday keeper used the more unorthodox side of his game again after half-time to deny Jake Cooper. 24 hours after the club were taken over by a Thai consortium, it was turning into one of those days for Reading, and Glenn Murray in particular. Nigel Adkins must have feared his team would pay a price for such wastefulness, and eventually Wednesday did offer a threat, but Stevie May couldn't test Mikkel Andersen. But May would provide the game's decisive moment thanks to a deflection straight out of the hefty category. The winning margin could have been larger, but Alex Pearce's sleight of hand went unpunished. The Owls replaced the Royals in the top six.
Championship rivals Derby and Reading both fielded much-changed sides for this one. The Rams defending a 6-match unbeaten record against the Royals, whose 4-match winning run ended at the weekend. Derby were first to show when Will Hughes' through ball hit defender Michael Hector. Leon Best's shot was saved by Danish goalkeeper Mikkel Andersen. And Best was the man on the spot again soon afterwards, this time heading over from Craig Bryson's corner. But the home side then almost gifted Reading the lead. Cyrus Christie's shocking back pass put Jamie Mackie through on goal, but debutant goalkeeper Kelly Roos saved his shot. And Nigel Adkins' men were to have another chance before half-time, but again the former Nuneaton keeper did well to tip over Ryan Edwards' effort. Steve McLaren's half-time speech clearly roused Derby. Best found Jordan Ibe, but the impressive on-loan Liverpool teenager saw his shot tipped onto the crossbar. Then Ryan Shotton went even closer. His header cleared off the line by 18-year-old defender Adam Cool. Derby kept the pressure on though, and a neat move led to Richard Keogh firing over. The Rams were beginning to think it might be one of those nights when Hughes and Johnny Russell combined neatly, the latter also firing off target. But midway through the second half they finally found a way through. Substitute Chris Martin feeding Russell, who finished precisely for a deserved lead. It was his first goal of the season. And with 8 minutes left they made the game safe. Martin was the instigator again. His low cross turned into his own net by Royals defender Alex Pearce. He made some amends with a block to deny the lively Ibe a third Derby goal late on, but McLaren's men march on. They're into the last 16 for the first time since they reached the semi-finals back in 2009.
An injury-hit start to the season has meant Nigel Adkins has had to turn to youth. Of the 25 players to be used so far, 7 have been given senior debuts. But it hasn't been a disaster for Reading. They've won 3 of their last 4 in the league and are looking for their 3rd straight win here at the Medeski. Kenny Jackett's Wolves are looking to do something that has never been done in the Premier League era, make it back-to-back promotions to the Premier League following back-to-back relegations from the top flight. Their success last season was built on the best defence in League One, and this campaign they're at it again. Just 3 goals conceded, they have the best defence in England. And with both these sides having experienced relegations and promotions in recent times, this is the first meeting between these two for nearly 5 years. It's Reading against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Sky Bet Championship, live from the Medeski. And after yesterday's results, Wolves have dropped down to 5th, but if they can pick up what would be only their 2nd away win of the season, they'll be into the top 2 and only behind Norwich City on goal difference. Reading are now down in 12th, but a 4th win in 5 will take them into 8th, level on points with Middlesbrough and Derby County. So with the growing injury list and the uncertainty over the takeover, Nigel Adkins has had a lot on his plate here, and all while trying to keep Reading competing towards the top end of the championship. With key players now beginning to return and the takeover finally sorted, things really are beginning to look up here at the Medeski. They're going to try and make it 3 home wins on the spin today against a Wolves side who've only lost 1 of their last 18 league games either side of the summer. Peter Beagrie is alongside me with us. And Peter, very good afternoon, beautiful day here in Berkshire. And are things on that note, with the takeover now sorted, looking up for Reading, because there's been a lot of uncertainty, difficulty in the transfer market. It feels a different place now, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we said about blooding the youngsters. They've needed to do that with an injury list that's replicated last year and cost them dearly. But Nigel, speaking to him before the game, you know, this is a brilliant building block for them to go from. The points tally, I don't think he ever imagined that it would be to this degree, and with the chances, you rightly say, to go into the top 8.
And the now co-chairman, Sir John Medeski, believes they have a squad currently in place that is capable of competing for promotion. Realistically, is it about waiting to January, seeing where they're at, and then hopefully pushing on?
Without a shadow of doubt, I think when we look at the encouraging signs with the old guard that they've brought in Murray and Cox there up front, I think they need a couple of more experienced heads as well, particularly in midfield, just as cover. But with the youth and them getting the chance early from Nigel out of necessity, he knows that he can count on them if there are injury problems in the future. So, you know, it's been a big bonus for them.
And when you talk about experience, and when you talk about a Wolves defence that has only been breached 3 times in the league so far this season, the experience of a relatively old head like Glenn Murray is absolutely key, isn't it?
Absolutely key, and he struck up a great partnership with Cox as well. Usually Blackman plays on the right-hand side, and he's given him a pivot. We know he's a guaranteed goal scorer at this level after his time at Palace, and obviously been kicking his heels in the Premier League, not getting a chance, and now wants to take the form of old into his new career at Reading.
Well, Nigel, after winning 3 of your last 4 league games, what's the mood like around the place heading into this?
Very good. You know, it was 4 games that we won on the spin with the Cup. Did really well up at Sheffield Wednesday the other day. Unfortunate deflected goal cost us the game when you look at that respect. Go to Derby, excellent game of football. You know, 3rd round of the Capital One Cup. Utilising the squad, we've got players coming back from injury, got youngsters coming through the system, playing good football. You know, we love being here at the Medeski Stadium as well. You know, a couple of games before that, we scored 3 goals in each. So we're excited about today's game. We know it's going to be a tough one. Wolves have done ever so well, promoted last season, started the season really, really well. Don't give too much away, play good football. Should be a good game.
Well, Kenny, you go into this game with a chance of going level on points with the leaders, Norwich. Could you have possibly hoped the season could start so well?
You certainly hope. You hope to do well as you possibly can, and you know we've been pleased with what we've done so far. But similarly, it's a difficult division, and one step at a time. And we have a big week now with 3 games, with this being the first of them. So you know it's a challenge we're looking forward to.
They've only conceded 3. I think 2 of them were penalties as well. They keep possession well. Kenny's done a great job there. You know, so under no illusions as to the challenges that we've got today. Whoever masters the ball is going to give themselves a good opportunity to score, but it's about putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, they have a lot of options, as most sides in the Championship do. Reading will try to attack us today, and rightly so, being at home. But you know, we're confident of our game. It's not all just based on defence. You know, we want to try to make an impression on the game if we can as well.
But nobody has a better defence in England than Kenny Jackett's Wolverhampton Wanderers. Can Reading breach it at home today and stop Wolves hitting the top 2? Let's find out in the company of our commentators, Don Goodman, and first, Bill Leslie.
Well, let's have a check on the lineups for you first of all. And Reading have been hit as hard as anyone by injuries this season, but the situation is starting to ease a little. Defender Michael Hector and goalkeeper Adam Federici both missed a defeat at Sheffield Wednesday, both returned this afternoon. Other than that, it is the same side from that last league match, one that includes 6 one-time academy products. For the first time in the league this season, Wolves come into a match without their joint top scorer Noah Dicko. His hamstring injury means he's not risked here, so Leon Clark gets just his 2nd league start of the season. That's one of 2 changes from the side that won against Bolton in their last league outing. Former Chelsea midfielder George Saville starts in place of Dave Edwards, who drops down to the bench, and there is here plenty of scope for the former player to haunt Reading, with 2 of their former academy players, James Henry and Scott Goulbourne, returning to the Medeski. Bit of strength and depth returning to the Reading bench with Danny Guthrie back in the fray. Wolves' lack of striking backup could see them have to give 21-year-old Liam McAlinden his first league action of the season. Clark looking for the runner from midfield. It's Saville. It's a chance. Federici is the equal to it. And blasted over at the second time of asking by Lee Evans.
6 Wolves players on the edge of that 6-yard box. It was a Reading head that met it and glanced it on. Abita will take it, short to Norwood. Norwood's cross is a good one, and it's powered home. A first Reading goal for Michael Hector.
Well, we're talking about the country's best defence. Well, they didn't just display that there, that was really poor defending.
Pearce's header. Well, he came off the hand of McDonald, but Murray's not going to hang around.
Well, it's a good strike.
Sacco, 3 in the middle for Wolves. Sacco fizzes it across, and it's turned in by the former Reading man.
Well, there's another mistake in there, another defensive mistake. This time it's Reading. The ball is allowed to travel all the way across the goal.
Here's Doherty inside the box, up against Abita. The test didn't materialise in the first half. Oh, chance here and another goal! What a comeback this is! Lee Evans strikes it home, and Wolves have the lead.
Wow, Jordan Abita doesn't need anybody in this ground to tell him he is furious with himself.
Well, in the absence of the joint top scorer, Noah Dicko, there was a lot of talk about the midfielders stepping up and chipping in. Well, they've certainly done that. James Henry with his first of the season, and likewise Lee Evans, his first since January, his first in 23 games. But here come Reading again, it's Taylor! The Medeski has come alive!
Well, what do they say about you being at your most vulnerable when you've scored a goal?
Macquarie Sacco will take on the corner duties to the departure of Henry. Do pretty well! Blocked on the line. Now the assistant on this near side has flagged, he's given the goal. Reading are stunned, but Wolves are ahead.
Well, must have had eagle eyes, the assistant referee on this side. Comes across the near post. There, and yeah, what a fantastic decision.
Tearing forward, Nick Blackman going the ground under the attention of Danny Bart. Glenn Murray! Oh, yes! What a way to equalise! Glenn Murray delivers for Reading. Reading 3, Wolves 3.
Oh, would you believe it? I'm going to go down the other end. Blackman it is that drives. And then it's good hold-up play from Jamie Mackett, and what a strike that is, although it takes a deflection. I wonder whether this is going to be on target. Mackey does well, good strike, but it hits the defender, and is that the thing that takes it into the top corner? It may well be. It's off Danny Bart. It may well be that was going wide. You tried.
Hugely entertaining afternoon at the Medeski Stadium. 3-3 it has finished in the Sky Bet Championship game between Reading and Wolves. 12 attempts on the home side to Wolves is 7, 5 on target from the Royals to Wolves is 4, and as Wolves so often do this season, they were the ones in charge in terms of possession. Beaks, we love it when these sides lose their defensive discipline because it makes for a very entertaining game.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a spectacle, particularly second half. And I said I fancied it to be that way just because it was so hot. It really, really was. And we find in the Championship that it's all dictated to by tempo, pace of the game, you know, being aggressive with your closing down. And Wolves couldn't be, you know, any worse than the first half as far as having one shot. George Saville with that isolated incident, so they had to be more productive there, and they upped the tempo in the second half.
And when you look at Michael Hector's opening goal in the game, his first ever for the club, does this underline just how off the boil Wolves were in that first half, particularly defensively?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you look at it, he gets a 2v1 situation, no communication at all. Bakary Sacco should be out there, you know, with 2v2. And they utilise it to their advantage. It's a great ball in whipped to the near post by Norwood. He sees that Hector's got in front of Stearman there, who gets the wrong side of him, and there's only one winner, gets in front and diverts it goalwards, and at that stage 1-0 was a true reflection on the game.
And Wolves, as we expected, were a very different animal second half. Yeah. What changed?
Again, tempo, pace on the front foot. What they did is, it's a game of opposites. They did what Reading had done to them. They pressed them high up the pitch, rescued possession, got the ball, and got the ball into the wide areas, made the pitch big. And we talked about Bakary Sakho and the threat of Henry as well, and it's a tremendous ball whipped in. I think it's Pearce who just leaves it go. You can't afford to do that. He thinks he's going to give an own goal, you know, as trying to give him a little bit of justification, but he causes the full-back there all problems.
Well, let's get the thoughts of the man in charge of the Royals, Nigel Adkins. Nigel, as you're watching these goals, what changed for you second half, particularly defensively?
How do you mean?
Well, excellent first half. What changed second half?
I think, listen, we've played against a very good side in Wolverhampton Wanderers. We talked about that before, about how good they are in possession of the football, and that they've only conceded 3 goals this season. So we wanted to give ourselves an opportunity to press them and get the ball and keep better possession. We really didn't keep nowhere near the possession we needed to do in the first half. And then you've just seen I haven't seen the goals back live. I've just seen that one there now. And you look at that one, you've got to stop the cross. And it's gone past 3 players for that one particular goal. You know, and it was to and fro, and a very good side in Wolverhampton Wanderers. We didn't have control of the game.
Yeah.
They probably had too much.
I think on reflection, the one there, John Abita there, you know, missed kick and that ends in the back of the net. Yeah. But his counterparts got him out with a brilliant goal, fantastic goal. You must have been pleased with that.
Peter, we talked about it through the week in our preparation for the game, and what we talked about it was a great goal. You know, it was simple, it was easy. And again, if you're calm and collective and just pass the ball quickly and calmly and you move, then you can do things like that. And we've got goals in the team to go and do it. So for me, responded well to get back in the game. Go behind. I haven't seen it. I believe it's well over the line, so it was a good decision from the linesman. But again, it's a set play where you're looking to defend it. You know, although we've got a man on the line there, you've got to deal with that one. And then credit to the players because they battled back and got something from the game, which is important.
1 minute 18 seconds before Jake Taylor hits back, and that just underlines what you've just been saying, hasn't it? When you did respond, you responded quickly.
Yeah, well, that was important as well because having been in front at 1-0 at half-time, you're looking through the goal here again, just playing between the lines, pass the ball quickly and calmly. Can we get in the pockets? We've worked on that through the course of the week, and for me, that's been off the training ground this week. The lads did a little bit of work with Dean Wilkins on Thursday before we got into a bit of 11v11 shape, and for me, that was a great goal.
Yeah,
exactly what we worked off: composure on the football, movement awareness. Playing through the thirds, penetrating, and it's a great finish again. I think it's his 3rd goal now.
Now you asked about 2-3. Here it is, and I think we'd all have to agree from the assistant, a brilliant decision. Although wouldn't have felt brilliant in the dugout, but he got that one spot on.
As I said, we couldn't see, but the player's got in front of Nick Blackman there. He's just got a flick on. As you say, it's a right decision, even though we've got a player on the line. That's the importance of delivery. That's the importance of getting in front of your man and getting the flick on.
We talked as well at the top about this partnership, you know, and allied with Blackman's direct running. And you look at here, Murray. Fantastic strike. Well,
we could have maybe had 3 goals in the first half.
Yeah.
You know, when we look at the situations, and Glenn, that was Jamie Matthews who's gone and laid the ball off. So we got a bit of an impact coming off the bench there from Amy's point of view. It was a good goal. You know, we're going to score goals. We know that they've only conceded 3 goals this season, and we've managed to do that in the one game. But for me, we have to have better control of the football. Wolves have done that very, very well.
How are you going to get that?
By working hard on the training ground, giving the players confidence. You know, we're out there, we've got players coming back. That was, you see Danny Guthrie coming back into the pitch. That was important for us. Oliver Norwood, they can play. Aaron Cool coming on. We've got good players in that. I mean, hoping to be fair to him, he's just been called up for the Nigerian national team, so he was probably on a bit of a high because of that one as well. But, you make the changes. We want to play. But as I said, we played against a good side in Wolves. Give them a lot of credit.
And with the takeover now finally sorted and the likes of Federici, some of your bigger players gradually coming back, what's the mood like around here at the moment?
I think it's a very positive mood. I mean, I thought it was a good atmosphere in the game. I thought it was a good game of football. And for me, it's only positives moving forward. Again, when we talk about Abita and Jake Taylor down the left-hand side, both been at the club since the Ray. Michael Hector, for example, playing at centre half, has come through the youth system. Aaron Cool coming on. We've got a lot of youngsters who have having an opportunity to go and play. Our academy, I believe, is very good. They play football excellently when you watch them all the way through the ages. And a lot of credit deserves to the guys in the academy for doing that.
I think it's fair to say as well, Nigel, when you look at the points tally that you've got now, with the obstacles that have been in your way, with the injuries as well, which hindered you last season as well, you must be absolutely buoyant with that.
Well, listen, we've picked up another point. You've got to win your home games, though.
Yeah.
And as I said, we've got ourselves in front in the first half, although from the dugout point of view, we weren't really comfortable with it. That's fair to say, because Wolves had too much possession of the ball for us, and we've got to do better to get the ball back. And when we've got it, we have to have better possession of the football to give ourselves an opportunity to then control the tempo of the game, control the game to create opportunities. So different ways to do it. We've probably changed our formation 3 times in a desire to move people around to maybe stop them, but actually get on the ball when we've got it. Our passing wasn't as good as crisp as we'd like it to be on the transition.
Tarkowski clears it upfield. This will break to Pritchard. Little cushion header back to Judge. Judge has got room on this left-hand side if he can find the Spaniard Hotter, which he does. First touch for him. A lot of surface water there.
Yeah. So there's a lot of water come down.
Here's Judge on the left-hand side. Judge up towards the edge of the box. Nice little ding pass into Pritchard. Pritchard goes for goal. Oh, hits the post. Unfortunate there. Hit the edge of the post and went wide. Nearly. England under-21 international. Reading comfortable on the ball here, having most of the possession. Here's Norwood, sees a run through the centre, but it's blocked by Judge. He was looking for the run of Blackman. Judge has done well. Hasn't really got too many options though, the Irishman. Charging down that right-hand side. He seems to have found another couple of yards of pace somewhere.
He was absolutely terrific up to the 94th minute on Tuesday.
His industry really was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The throw's taken into the edge of the box. Hotter gets it back to goal though. Looking for an option. Bidwell's available on this left-hand side, but that run is covered, so he can play it short to Douglas. Now Douglas can find Bidwell, but he's gone for the ball inside to Gray. Gray tries to roll his man, stays on his feet. Lots of water in the penalty area there that's coming up. We've seen here is Bidwell on the left-hand side. He can give it back to Douglas. Douglas back to Bidwell. Nice 1-2. Bidwell tries to roll his man, but just gets his foot caught in the grass there, and
so again, the water definitely held that up then, I thought.
Yeah. Here is Douglas, plays the ball to the far post, looking for Adebayo. Headed down into his path by Abita. Now Adebayo back to goal, goes all the way back to McCormack. Fizzes this one in first side, good ball. Header comes down, must be. Hotter scores! The hot Spaniard scores again. Brentford take the lead early on. It was a magnificent ball played in there by Alan McCormack, and it broke to Hotter, and he couldn't miss from there. Just played it into the far corner, didn't panic in front of goal, picked his spot. 1-0 Bees, 10 minutes gone. Great ball by Paul out to Blackman, but just showed a little bit too much of it, and Bidwell intercepts. Now here's Judge. Judge looking for options. Nice ball out to McCormack, takes it well. McCormack out to the far side to Adebayo, 25 yards outside the box on the right-hand touchline. It's halfway inside the Reading half. Oh, good ball into the box to Gray. He spins quickly, can't quite get back to the first touch, and Reading get it away.
Yeah, very good idea by Andre Gray there, but I think his first touch, the ball just bounced too far away from him to
just
turn and shoot.
Too heavy.
Yeah.
Here's Cool. Oh, well blocked by Johnny Douglas, who wins it back. This is promising. Plays inside of Gray. Great chance for Gray to make it 2. Oh, is he taken down? Doesn't matter. Pritchard scores. 2-0.
I mean, I can't help believe that Andre Gray didn't have his foot clipped there, but we'll take that anyway.
Absolutely. We don't mind how they come to us. Like last week, we've taken a 2-0 lead. 31 minutes gone. It's Brentford 2, Reading 0. And what? Here is Mackie. Mackie plays the ball inside, no one challenging, that shot comes in. Oh, and it's taken a deflection, it's gone back in, it was off Mackie. Mackie with the goal. One we'd have to see again. It took a deflection on the way, completely wrong-footed Button, and it's gone past his left-hand side into the back of the net. Play this one upfield, looking for the Brentford striker. Here's Odebejo. He's got pace to worry with. Odebejo running at goal on the left-hand side. Cuts back onto his left foot, gets his right foot, goes for goal. Good block by Federici. And Reading have to play it behind for a corner. 79 minutes gone. That was better.
That was a hell of a strike. I mean, the Reading goalkeeper couldn't hold on to that at all.
You can hear the Brentford crowd here. Corner going to be taken by Pritchard on that far side. Whips this one in to the far post. Dougie's there! That's it! It's 3-1, it's over the line, it's bounced back off the crossbar, and Johnny Douglas has got the all-important third goal, and that surely will be enough to secure the 3 points. 80 minutes gone, it's Brentford 3, Reading 1.
Agonisingly close to winning promotion last season, Derby County have shown little sign of any hangover from their playoff final defeat. Steve McLaren's men unbeaten in their last 8 championship games. In sharp contrast, after a promising start, Reading have faltered. 4 matches without a league victory now, and they also crashed out of the Capital One Cup last month at Derby. 3 changes for the home side as Nigel Adkins recalls Simon Cox, Jamie Mackie and Jake Taylor, who made his debut for Wales on Monday night. Derby are unchanged, 6 survivors from the team beaten at Wembley in May. Jamie Ward and Will Hughes both scored on international duty earlier in the week. Forward by Michael Hector. Keogh against Murray. Drop for Cox. Mackie's cross is too strong. Marcano should be able to keep it in though. His cross is better, and headed just over the crossbar. Simon Cox it was who got his head to it. Really good cross in from Robson Kanu. Cox so close to giving Reading a dream start inside 2 minutes here. Reading starting the day below halfway in the table, just 4 points outside the playoffs, 8 above the relegation zone. 5 in danger of running that ball out of play. He's done ever so well, he's picked out Martin, now Bryson with a shot! Well, it was rising all the way, Derby appealing in vain for a deflection and a corner. Thunderous shot, did it take a flick off Norwood? Referee didn't think so. Here's Martin for Derby, oh it's a lovely turn, picks out Ward, Christie in support. Ward instead chooses to take on a beater. Gets a great ball in, Martin couldn't quite get there. Excellent work at the back post by Chris Gunter. Oh, what a fabulous delivery by Jamie Ward. Chris Martin is in some pain here. That is a brilliant cross. Martin couldn't quite stretch sufficiently. Ward to take, Martin back on his feet and okay. Up goes Martin with a header, and Chris Martin puts Derby in front. Well, a minute ago he was on his backside in that 6-yard box in some discomfort. Well, he's smiling now. His 8th goal of the season gives Derby County the lead. It's poor marking from Reading, it has to be said. How Martin squeezed that one home is anybody's guess. And Derby County hit the front. Could be awkward for Whitbread that. Calls for handball as he tried to clear. Murray will carry on, he's got Mackie in support. Norwood, Taylor shot, Grant save, oh and he gets lucky. Pushed it out to Robson Kanu, who couldn't push the rebound past the Derby goalkeeper. A real chance this for Al Robson Kanu. Taylor for Mackie. Having a run at Forsyth. Back for Taylor to cross. Murray is at the back post. Side netting. And it came off the Derby man last. It's a corner. It came off the head of Christie, didn't it, before going behind.
Norwood to take. Headed against the bar. Murray it was with the header. In comes the next cross, headed away by Ward. Reading within an inch here of equalising through Glenn Murray. Good delivery from Ollie Norwood. Derby's goal just about survives. Looking for Bryson, just on the shoulder of Hector. Back for Ibe. Oh, it's lovely. Into the penalty area, and number 2 for Derby. That's a brilliant finish by the 18-year-old Jordan Ibe. He's had a very quiet first half so far, but how he burst into life there. Well, full credit here is the involvement of Craig Bryson, the clever pass around the corner. That touch from Ibe set up the opportunity, checked inside the lunging challenge, and then beats Adam Federici at the far post. Here's Cyrus Christie for Martin. Took it beautifully. Well saved Federici. Martin again, and Federici denies him again. I think everybody in the ground applauding the Australian here. If this goes in, it's game over. How important will those saves prove to be come the end of the afternoon? Derby with their 6th corner. Russell to take. And it'll come for Martin again, and he's over the bar. Well, given his high-quality finishing, he knows that should have been 3-0. Here's Blackman again. Good shot again. Fine save, Grant, but into the side netting by Pavel Pogrebniak. What a miss. That one has to go in. From that close in, with the keeper prostrate on the deck, the Russian has to score. Long searching ball for Pogrebniak, dealt with by Shotton. It'll drop as far as Murray. Lines up the shot and lets it go. The deflection just wide off Whitbread. Well, they're just gathering up a head of steam here, Reading, and that quite easily could have deflected the other way and beyond Lee Grant. Here's Forsyth. Well, he might well feel that the best way just to clinch this game is to score again. And Russell's touch around the corner might have just found Martin. Can he get the shot away? You bet he can! That settles this one. It's a fabulous finish from Chris Martin after a lovely move. After so much pressure at the other end of the pitch from Reading, Derby settle it with a bit of quality. There's the touch from Russell. Look how strong Martin is initially, and then the calm, composed finish of an out-and-out goal scorer. This game's safe. It's Reading 0, Derby County 3.
3 second-half goals moved Bournemouth up to 8th place. Eddie Howe's side took the lead through Callum Wilson shortly after the break. And just 5 minutes later, Wilson turned provider, enabling Brett Pittman to send home his first, before his second sealed their win and extended the Royals' winless run.
It's well known that Blackpool boss Jose Riga's got problems, but his opposite number Nigel Adkins has also had his fair share recently. 7 games without a win has seen the pressure mount, so when Glenn Murray's header squirmed through Joe Lewis's fingers, the relief was palpable. From that moment, the home side never looked back and finally established a 2-goal cushion when Blackpool defender Peter Clark flicked Jamie Mackey's looping header past his own keeper. Just what the doctor ordered, especially having lost 3 in a row, conceding 3 goals in each. They set about increasing their lead even further. With Blackpool's keeper stranded, Nick Blackman teed up Mackey, who blew his chance to put the game to bed. The Championship's bottom club did their best to come up with a response. Ishmael Miller received a lucky break, but failed to make the most of it. A goal there would have set up a nervy finish, but in the end Reading could reflect on a job well done. Blackman's stoppage time surge into the Blackpool box was curtailed by John Lundstrom. Blackman calmly rolled in the penalty to lift some of the Berkshire gloom, whilst Blackpool are 7 points adrift at the bottom.
You know, it was a 3-0 victory, 3 points on the board, which is important. Clean sheet for the group of players, and again we've responded from the disappointing result we've had in midweek.
Ewood Park would be no easy place for Reading to build on last week's first win in 7 league games. When Glenn Murray's header hit the bar, they must have wondered whether their luck had taken another turn for the worse, especially as it always seemed likely the Royals would need all the help they could get against informed Blackburn. Rudy Gested's emphatic header giving Rovers the lead. But the prospect of a third successive victory for Gary Bowyer's side was thrown back into the balance by that seasoned far post predator Murray, anticipating the direction of Jordan Obita's cross better than anyone else, his 5th goal since joining on loan from Crystal Palace. In the second half, Blackburn soon restored their lead. Pinpoint free kicks, just one reason Ben Marshall's being lauded as a key man in Rovers' push towards the top 6. He'd also supplied the cross for Gested's opener and went on to float in a centre that simply begged to be put away by the unmarked Jordan Rhodes. While the Scotland international missed out, Big Rudy was ready and waiting to seal another success for a club on the rise.
After a promising start to the season, Charlton's form has dipped. They were once again reliant on top scorer Igor Vetekeli for the goal that secured the maximum points as he took his tally to 8. Restored to full fitness after recent Achilles problems, Vetekeli proved the difference. Reading convincing winners over Rotherham in the week, certainly had enough chances to have taken something from the contest as Oliver Norwood hit the outside of the post. The Royals have nothing to show for their effort and endeavour. Jamie Mackey was another to almost find a way through. Stephen Henderson frustrated him with a fine save. The Alex introduced George Tugadine, and the Charlton substitute could have made things more comfortable. Adam Federici prevented further damage to the home goal. The last time Charlton tasted success in Reading was 1981. This win moves them to within a point of the playoffs.
Cardiff faced Reading on Friday evening, and it was truly a night to forget for the Royals' Alex Pearce. With only 20 minutes played, he found himself on the end of Peter Whittingham's corner for the most awkward of own goals, a head-in-hands moment for the central defender. And worse was to come. In stoppage time at the end of the first half, Pearce sent Adam Lafondra sprawling in the box for a certain penalty. The purposeful stride of referee James Linnington suggested a sending off was imminent, though he was having a bad night too. A misplaced red card gave Pearce a brief stay of execution. Unfortunately for him, the assistant referee had a spare. Whittingham did the business from the spot as Cardiff collected a 5th straight home win without being at their best. They had to endure a nervy finish when Michael Hector pulled one back late on, but Cardiff had done more than enough to preserve their 100% home record under Russell Slade.
The Reading goalkeeper Adam Federici may be a long way from home, but he joined thousands of fellow Australians in paying tribute to the cricketer Philip Hughes. For Norwich fans, Mike Phelan was the centre of attention as he returned to Carrow Road as first-team coach, and he could claim an immediate impact as Gary Hooper scored on his first league start of the season. He was originally flagged offside as he seized on Cameron Jerome's flick, but the decision by the assistant linesman was reversed and the goal stood. But within 4 minutes, Reading were level. 19-year-old defender Jake Cooper scored his first senior goal and only his 3rd start. If Norwich had scored with their next chance, the pattern of the game might have been different, but Carl Lafferty's shot was helped onto the bar by Federici. Then just before half-time, the home side were caught cold again by Reading's corner routine. Goalkeeper Ruddy couldn't reach the ball, but Cooper did, and the visitors never looked back. It almost got worse for Ruddy soon after the break when he spilled Oliver Norwood's long shot, only to grab the ball before it could bounce into the net. Substitute Josh Murphy could have rescued a point for Norwich late on, and his miss triggered a chorus of boos at the final whistle. The Reading reaction was heartfelt in a different way.
A lovely gesture from you bringing out the bat. You did that before in the warm-up and again during the game, and you got a great response from the Norwich crowd.
Both sets of supporters, I just wanted to pay my respects, and all the boys did as well, I suppose. Australia's on the other side of the world, but I think we all feel that we're pretty close, England and Australia. So, as I said, just wanted to pay my respects. It's his birthday today, so very sad news, and as I said, we just wanted to do something for him.
Bolton were battered in Berkshire last season, with Reading 4 up by half-time. No such repeat here. A goalmouth scramble, the highlight of a dismal opening 45 minutes. Tim Ream was part of the team that was hit for 7 at the start of the year. Adam Federici denied him a slice of revenge. Reading, who'd lost 6 of their previous 9 games, continued to carve out the better opportunities. Michael Hector lashed wide. And there was more frustration in store when, after a short corner, Hal Robson-Kanu's header was clawed out of the top corner by Andy Lonergan. Having gone so close that time, they went for the same routine. Once again, Robson-Kanu's aerial power caused panic before Jake Cooper eventually headed over. Bolton refused to be broken down in their quest to go 5 games unbeaten. American international Danny Williams put Lonergan at full stretch late on, so a point apiece, and the first time Wanderers have failed to score since Neil Lennon took charge.
Christmas has come early for Blue Noses. Birmingham have been transformed under Gary Rowett and showed how far they've come with this rout of Reading. Paul Caddis put the Blues on the way with only 4 minutes played. It wasn't that long ago that 18-year-old Damari Gray was writing letters to Santa. These days goals are on his wish list, and he was able to help himself in the first half of this one. Reading had been caught cold at St Andrews, but were briefly back in the contest. Glenn Murray's looping header halved the deficit on 19 minutes, but it proved a full storm for Nigel Adkins' side. 2 more first-half goals by Gray nudged Birmingham decisively in the direction of their 4th win from 7 matches under their new manager. It seems that Rowett is quite the psychologist too. After the game, he revealed that in training, he's been pulling Gray's leg about his lack of goals. The teenager responded with the first hat-trick of his senior career. The glut of goals continued in the opening seconds of the second half. Andrew Shinnie opening his account for the season and making it 5-1. And the 6th goal was on its way. David Cotterill's free kick eluding everybody. Cotterill even had the confidence to try his luck from this range. It's hard to believe that this is the same Birmingham that lost 8-0 at home only a month and a half ago. By contrast, Reading look a shadow of their former selves, and though Murray struck the bar late on, it couldn't take the edge off the sudden merriment felt at St Andrews.
In the 12 months you've been out and worked as a manager, why now and why Reading?
Circumstances. I think Reading's a club with good potential. It's obviously a club that was recently in the Premier League. I look forward to trying to help them get back to where they want to be.
You mentioned that goal getting back in the Premier League. What's a realistic target this season, and how long do you give yourself to do that?
No, I don't think you're never going to sit here and give yourself a time schedule or a time scale. All I can promise the supporters of Reading is that I come in here, I give 100%. I try to get the team successful on the pitch, and we try to do that as quickly as possible.
So to come here and get 3 points is a magnificent achievement.
A hectic stage of a season for Steve Clarke to step into the breach as Reading's new manager. But after the battering at Birmingham, which cost Nigel Adkins his job, the Scotsman could hardly have hoped for a more welcome development than this against Watford. Gabriele Angela are judged to have handled on the stroke of half-time, and already booked, he beat his teammates back to the dressing room. 45 minutes against 10 men seemed perfect for a coach of Clarke's experience to carve holes in the Watford defence. But when Nick Blackman found a gap, the opportunity went begging, and the team who'd won just once in 5 were made to pay. Alman Abdi much more ruthless, strengthening Watford's grip on their top 6 spot and leaving Clark with a lot to ponder.
I know Watford went down to 10 men, but actually that worked against us because it sort of cemented in their mind a game plan that they could pick us off. I thought 11v11 first half, we were good.
Robinson for Huddersfield has got pace here. What about the cross? It's towards Vaughan! Should have done much better. Heading over from close range after a delightful cross. Williams. Blackman. Robson Kanu, it's back towards Blackman! That's how you finish. Blackman with a 4th of the season, and Reading have the advantage here. Well worked goal. Terrifically taken. Free kick drilled in, it's towards Wells. Loops over. Just got too much on that, Naki Wells. Nice idea. Headed forward for Wells to chase. Hector is the covering Reading defender. Wells has gone down. Hector's followed him now. The referee right in front of that. Hector is still down. Meanwhile, Williams and Hogg have squared up. They've done more than that. They've embraced, and they might kiss here. Well, there is a serious nature to it because 6, 7, 8 players have got involved, and they're only just being prized apart. An off-the-ball incident concerning Williams and Hogg. And the referee's got some sorting out to do here. He looks across to his assistant. Hogg is still angry. Williams has backed away. Well, Hogg has already been booked, and that's a second yellow and therefore a red. And Huddersfield are going to really struggle to turn this around now as they're down to 10. It's all over, and it's Reading, twice quarter-finalists in the last 4 years, who progressed to the 4th round of the Cup.
Reading appeared to be making good progress under Steve Clarke, but Middlesbrough promised to provide the stiffest test of his short reign, and we'll still be wondering how Adam Reach failed to convert Albert Adoma's cross. Aitor Karanka's side the dominant first-half force, and Adam Federici required an ungainly scramble across goal to keep out Patrick Bamford. Reading were more threatening themselves once Clarke had his half-time say, and it was Borough keeper Dimi Konstantopoulos clinging on as Alex Pearce put the boot in. Defiance typical of the Championship's tightest defence, but the Royals turned out to be equally stubborn. Federici stood his ground to keep Adoma at bay before the crossbar came to the rescue in the closing minutes to Bamford's frustration. In the league, that's consecutive goalless draws for Borough, keeping a place in the top two so near and yet so far.
It's only a couple of years since these two struggling sides were playing out 6-goal thrillers in the Premier League. Their latest meeting hinted at anything but, though Hugo Rodallega did manage to strike the woodwork during a low-key first half. 10 minutes after the interval, Scott Parker supplied Alex Kacaniklic with an invitation to score his first goal in more than 14 months. Reading had only been behind for 7 minutes when Gareth McCleary's chinking run and Simon Cox's close control threatened an equaliser, but Marcus Bettinelli's left hand kept him at bay. Barely a minute later, there was little he could do to stop former Fulham striker Pavel Pogrebniak finding a way through. The Royals had chances to win the match late on, but they were left to rue missed opportunities. In the 3rd minute of injury time, Fulham went down the other end, and after Ross McCormack provided the cross, substitutes Cauley Woodrow and Brian Ruiz combined to do the rest. It was Fulham's first league win in 4 matches.
Chalobah looking for Norwood. Chalobah once again. And the shot fired in, but just over. This is McCleary. Reading have plenty forward. McCleary's shot. Saved by Moore and away. Another long punt forward. Kenwyne Jones. Time to turn. Cleverly done and smothered away. Comes the corner once again towards the far post. Was that handball against Gunter not given? It's towards Kenwyne Jones. 1-0. 25 minutes on the clock. Cardiff lead. Blackman, one step over and a shimmer. That's nicely done. And then the shot from Norwood might fall here for Pogrebniak. It's a good stop. Still not completely away. Beta is underneath this one. So is Pogrebniak. Can he turn and find the angle? Abita cleared away as far as Norwood, who takes it down and goes for glory. It takes the deflection and tipped over. Norwood standing over this. It's Norwood! Beats the keeper this time, and Reading a level. Norwood. Now Robson Canu's with the header. Terrific stop. Reading looking for this winner. Just 2 minutes remaining. In it comes, and the shot finds the corner. Hal Robson Canu.
Just days after being taken over by a Thai consortium, Sheffield Wednesday were keen to start their new era on a positive note. Reading striker Simon Cox had other ideas as Wednesday held on, but they were soon undone. Stephen Kelly's cross, Pavel Pogrebniak's emphatic header. Steve Clarke's men 1 up after half an hour, and cruising just 10 minutes later as Gareth McCleary surged forward and spotted Nathaniel Shalabar. Stuart Gray's men shell-shocked as the Chelsea loanee scored on his home debut. Down the other end, another man borrowed from the bridge went close to putting Wednesday back into contention, but Lewis Baker was denied by birthday boy Adam Federici. But Reading continued to cause problems for an Owl side with one of the best defensive records in the division. McCleary finished off a sweeping move with a fabulous strike, but the offside flag denied him his moment of glory. Pogrebniak, meanwhile, continued to be a threat. As the Russian set his sights on increasing the lead, Jeremy Allan sent him flying. His protests fell on deaf ears, but Hal Robson-Kanu's penalty was tame at best. Regardless, the Royals were still on course for their first home win since December, whilst Jacques Magoma's effort summed up Wednesday's lack of a cutting edge.
With Karl Akimi out for 6 weeks at least with a broken foot, Thomas Kuszczak made his Wolves debut, but was allowed no time to settle in. Reading's Pavel Pogrebniak had the pole, picking the ball out of the net inside the first 30 seconds. At the other end, Adam Federici was sharper, blocking Bakary Sakho's header before Nathaniel Chalobah cleared the danger. With an 8-match unbeaten run to protect, Wolves continued to press, and from Rajiv Van La Parra's superb cross, Benik Afobe did beat Federici. His second goal since joining from Arsenal might have provided the platform for better things. But Wanderers boss Kenny Jackett admits, regardless of results, his side hasn't sparkled in the past few weeks, and Reading looked the more assured of the two teams after the break. Simon Cox's effort causing complete panic at the back as Wolves conspired to hand him a second chance before Kuszczak calmed things down. The experienced stopper recovered well from that first-minute setback, tipping over Oliver Norwood's free kick as Steve Clarke's men continued to control the game. The Royals seemed to enjoy their trips to Molineux. Their last 2 matches there had seen comfortable wins, and they were heading to make that a hat-trick of victories as Gareth McCleary rolled the ball into the path of Danny Williams. Clarke says he's happy with the progress his Reading team's making. The gap to the bottom 3 now in double digits, and eyes beginning to wander up the table. Nick Blackman nearly made this win more emphatic as Wolves suffered a setback to their own playoff prospects.
Sprightly stuff from Derby. Lingard into Dawkins and Bryson. Lovely exchange with Darren Bent and nearly a goal inside the opening minute here. Fabulous football from Derby and a smart stop from Federici. Omar Mascarell delivers and it's only just wide, and the skipper can't have been far off a touch himself there. Richard Keogh, how close was this? Oh, it's very. Robson-Kanu. He managed to get the ball out wide, but he was taken out in the process. Michael Hector down on the other side of the box as well. Stephen Warnock with the second challenge is the one that Craig Pawson seems to have taken exception to. He certainly looked late, the Derby debutant. And in fact, he's in the book for that. It's a promising position. Chalobah is there. That's Simon Cox. Oh, and Chalobah's passed it to Cox, and everyone else is fast asleep. And Simon Cox has hit the post. Cutely worked and very nearly finished off by Simon Cox. Derby didn't see that one coming. Cyrus Christie, who's done well to get any sort of ball in. Darren Bent! Well, that's the chance he's been waiting for. Really sharp. both from him and Federici. A swivel and a shot and a chance gone begging. Cracking cut tie, but still no goals. Here's Jordan Abita. That's Pogrebniak. And on the volley, it's Simon Cox, and he should have kept it down, but he couldn't. Leaning back. Reading's top scorer. Warnock won the first ball well, but maybe a bit late with the second. And Mackie is down, and Craig Pawson has got a decision to make here, and the decision is 2 yellows equals red. And it's a disaster on debut for Stephen Warnock. Already on a card, and now he's off. Reading have a couple of minutes left of this first half to make the man advantage count before the break. This is Jamie Mackie, kept out by Roos. And then Williams with the shot, and imploring Craig Pawson for a penalty. Richard Keogh seemed to stick both arms up at that one. And Derby have been saved by their centre-half here, and he's got away with that big time. Robson Carney. And now Cox. Oh, neatly done. Back to Hal Robson Carney. Fabulous finish. And the 11 men are in front. Hal Robson Carney, who scored the 88th minute winner that got Reading into this tie, has now got the opener here, and it's a beauty. Nicely worked and beautifully finished. Christie. Dangerous ball, just too high for Bent. This is Forsyth, and Lingard, and it's in! Off Darren Bent, who can't have known much about that, if anything at all. Derby won't care, they're level. Jesse Lingard sliced it. It hit Darren Bent, it's 1-1. Well, a replay at the Madstad is the last thing that Derby will want. They want a free kick here now. Craig Pawson says, on you go. Jamie Ward thought he got clotheslined. Robson Carney. Out to Abita. Oh, it's a dangerous ball. Pogrebniak! And then slice wide by Mackie on the rebound. 2 great chances for Reading, and neither of them were taken. It's a good initial stop from Roos, and the follow-up is wide. Lingard has done very well, and Jamie Ward's continued his run here. Federici keeps it out, and then Abita is there very calmly with Darren Bent looking for a rebound. Headed on, and now it's Robson Carney. Into Yakubu, who's onside. Good first touch, deadly second! Yakubu off the bench, surely to win it for Reading. He's been itching for a game. Steve Clark said he needed a goal scorer. He's found one in the nick of time, and Reading are 2-1 up.
No, we've been immense all week.
With defeats for both the top two at the start of the day, Ipswich were handed the chance to go level on points with second-place Middlesbrough, but they'd need to beat Reading to do so. After 14 minutes, that challenge looked even bigger. Pavel Pogrebniak's winning header and then layoff to Jamie Mackie was promising, but few in Portman Road expected what happened next. Mackie's second goal of the season knocked the stuffing out of the home side. One would have become 2 from Nathaniel Chalabar's second-half free kick if Bartosz Białkowski hadn't looked lively. Ipswich continued to dominate possession, but without a goal, it counted for nothing. This effort from Jay Tabb summed up their afternoon. Chances not taken, but another Reading win against a promotion hopeful.
If you come to Ipswich and you don't battle, you don't get anything. And I think a lot of teams have found that out this season. So we competed well. We fought for every second ball on the pitch. We won our fair share. Ipswich won their fair share, and we were the team that got the break with the goal.
Nottingham Forest looked the side most likely to make a late charge from the Championship's middle tier. Old boy Simon Cox spurned the chance to disrupt their progress at Reading before the side revitalised since Dougie Freedman took charge, seized control in the second half. Matty Fryatt with the first warning of what was to come, bringing the best out of Adam Federici. An awkward landing for the keeper, but perhaps just as painful was the sight of Ben Osborne's effort nestling in the top corner as Forest took the first step towards a 5th win in 6. Next it was Fryatt tormenting the Royals, who've had a forgettable February on their own soil, his fancy footwork leaving Steve Clarke's men on the brink of a 3rd successive home defeat. Next week's FA Cup quarter-final at Bradford's looming large in Reading's thoughts, but their league position remains a mild concern. Nathaniel Chalobah tried to spark a comeback before Gary Gardner killed the game in spectacular fashion. It's still a sizable gap to the top 6, but with this finishing and on this form, Forest will think anything's possible.
Yeah, I think we've been punished today. I thought first half we played really well, had a good control of the game, missed a couple of really good chances that should be goals. And obviously 2 great strikes for Forest in the second half make a difference.
Wanderers! The Bolton Wanderers substitution replacing number 2, Kevin McNaughton, is number 25, Josh Vella. 22, Arne Gudjonsson. The Reading goal scorer, number 19, Jamie Mackey.
Welcome to Bradford for the fairy tale tie of the FA Cup quarter-finals. The two lowest ranked sides left in the competition, both of them just a win away from Wembley. And poignantly, it falls on the 30th anniversary of the Bradford fire disaster, an afternoon when 56 people, including many children, didn't make it home. And earlier today, Sir John Majewski, the Reading co-chairman, laid a wreath on the memorial here at the ground. And for all those reasons and more, Phil Parkinson's men have captured the nation's imagination, scoring 4 against Chelsea, then knocking out Sunderland. I tell you what, the hosts will fear no one, and perhaps believe that Wembley is their fate. For Steve Clarke, who lifted the trophy in 1997, and his Reading team, the only side left in the Cup who've never won it, their mission is to put their patchy league form behind them, and on a patchy Valley Parade pitch, burst the Bradford bubble. Here we go then. Kick-off is at 12:45, and today the match is free for all on BT Sport, so ring your mates and tell them that. They can then tune in, because I think you'll agree that's the very least that these two sides deserve. But back to today. It's the first FA Cup quarter-final of the weekend, and it's the two teams who upset the odds to get here. Can this Reading side bag another away win and make it to Wembley?
Your mother, she always told you Steve, we've seen how good you are away from home. You're not going to be caught unawares today, certainly, not after what happened to your former club, your former colleague Jose Mourinho. It's a big test today.
Yeah, it's a big test. Bradford have, like I said, they've been the story of the competition so far. Hopefully today we can become the story.
Have you heard from Jose at all?
No, I sent him a little text last week after he won his first trophy second time around. He sent me a nice little text back, but that's about it.
A lot of chatter about the pitch out there today. The lads were discussing it pre-match. They think it looks a bit sticky. It's going to cut up. Gus Poyet said it was the worst in the country. You're not quite so bothered, though.
No, I think in the Championship this year there's been a few pitches that are not so good. Our own pitch at home is not the best. I know one thing, I'd love to have my boots on and be out there playing on that pitch, no matter what state it's in. It's an FA Cup quarter-final, eh?
Of course, and you're a former FA Cup winner yourself as a player, as you say. Big Reading contingent out there. You'd be quite happy to spoil the Bradford party today, wouldn't you?
Well, that's why we're here. We're aiming to do that. Hopefully it's a great game for everybody watching, but for us, the most important thing is, as always, is the result.
Good luck, Steve.
Thank you.
Both of them a win away from Wembley. Calling this one today, Darren Fletcher and Robbie Savage. Afternoon, lads, and you at the back of the Reading fans there. I think they'll be adding to the atmosphere as well, won't they?
Thanks, Jake. Yeah, I think they will. Hello again, everybody. Robbie, remarkably popular among the Reading supporters when we made our position, took our position here at the back of the stand with all of these very passionate Reading fans in front of us. But the colour around this stadium really does take your breath away. And what a day it is, Robbie, for those players who are starting the walk out of the tunnel onto this pitch here at Valley Parade, 90 minutes away from Wembley, and I bet when they see this, their stomachs are doing somersaults.
Incredible atmosphere down, all the scarves waving, but as a player there'd be nerves, excitement, but you just make sure in the first 20 minutes you do it right.
Fantastic scenes here at Valley Parade. Of course, Bradford have been here before. Their League Cup run to the final in 2013 included momentous games here. The never-to-be forgotten win against Arsenal, the crackling atmosphere of the semi-final against Villa. And here they are, having been to Stamford Bridge and beaten Chelsea already, on the verge of another historic moment. Reading, though, will have a big say in it today, galvanised by Steve Clarke, a cup winner, of course, with Chelsea. And they've been able to get it done away from home so far in the FA Cup. It's a sellout, of course it is, and the noise and the atmosphere electric, and I have to say the pitch should potentially be a real leveller. So let's have a look at the two sides then. Only 3 players start today from the team that began against Swansea in the League Cup final for Bradford City. Stephen Darby and Rory McCartney in defence, as well as top scorer James Hansen. Jordan Pickford is 21 today. He's eligible for the first time in the FA Cup, but Ben Williams, who's played in the other matches so far, keeps his place in goal. Gary Little's back after a 2-game suspension. Felipe Moraes returns from injury, but the man to watch is striker John Stead, on loan from Huddersfield. He's scored in every round so far. It's a side built for solidity by Steve Clarke. Anton Ferdinand and Jem Karachan still out injured. Stephen Kelly replaces Chris Gunter at right back. 5 in midfield today. Danny Williams returns. Jamie Mackey plays a bit deeper with Pavel Pogrebniak on his own up front, Robbie.
2 different systems of Bradford. Diamond in midfield, watch for the diagonal balls from Darby and Meredith to Stead and Hansen, with Clarke trying to get in between them to support. As for Reading, 5 in midfield, the solidity of Mackey and Kelly on that right-hand side, and the 3 in midfield, Chalobah, Williams and Norwood, got to get that second ball.
Well, 11 players have scored in every round of the Cup, including the final. Peter Osgood being the last in 1970 for Chelsea. Well, Johnstone has a chance of emulating it this year, a goal in every round so far. 5 goals in the 6 games Brentford have played up to the quarter-final stage. 2 of Hal Robson-Kanu's 3 goals this season have been scored in the Cup. He was in the Reading side that lost in the quarter-finals to Manchester City 4 years ago. And with the 5 in midfield, him and Jamie Mackey have emphasis to get forward and join in with Pavel Pogrebniak in this one today.
Well, Bradford City getting on the front foot early on here. This is Little. Now Meredith. Trying to work away past Mackey. Did so. Hansen's header. Out of the reach of Stead, and no power to trouble Adam Federici. A good ball in from Meredith. Reading, to the delight of their 4,300 fans, beginning to grow into this game now. Here's Danny Williams, excellent run, deflection! And Ben Williams in the Brentford goal, finding the deflection kind enough. It might have been a question of offside there against Danny Williams, but no danger. Here's Mackie, away from Meredith. Oh, now did that ball go out? Flag stays down, excellent cutback. Pogrebniak off the post. And the Russian so close to making the breakthrough for Reading. Excellent work here from Mackie, but did the ball travel beyond the touchline? Looked like it. Pogrebniak, great first touch, second wasn't bad either. Ben Williams beaten. Here's Hansen. Support in behind from Liddell. Plenty to hit in the middle. Oh, it's off the post! Well, Gary Liddell has followed Pogrebniak's example here. He has now struck a post, clearly intended as a cross. And Federici happy to see it rebound away. Bradford on the front foot in the early moments of this second half. A mistake by Obita, Moraes! And the chance is gone, and what a good opening it was for Felipe Moraes. Mistake from the left back Obita here, who misread the cross. It just looked as though it was sitting up nicely on the volley to hit here, but he just allowed it to drift a little, Moraes, and the chance was gone. And no handball. Dinked forward by Clark, Stead on the run. It's John Stead, can he go all the way? Great challenge from Kelly. And he had to absolutely time that, Stephen Kelly. Stead was away from the two centre-backs momentarily. Fine defending. Any slight mistime on the challenge here, and Kelly is conceding a penalty. Here's Norwood, quickly closed down by Clark. Derby. Billy Clark again. Excellent ball into the channel here for Stead. Looks for Hansen. He's not seen much side of the Reading goal today, James Hansen. That was his best. Set up by Stead. Did well to get across his marker here, Hansen. Wasn't too far away. This is a good spell now for Bradford City. Can they finally make the breakthrough? It's Moraes' free kick. Davis! Well, most of this Valley Stadium thought this was heading in, and so did Andrew Davis when he met it firmly on the forehead. And comes the... Oh, then it's off the post there. Pogrebniak was sniffing the chance at the far post. Norwood's free kick. Still the attack alive here for Reading. Rather desperate defending here from Bradford. Yakubu just won't drop for him. And eventually Mike Malaki's flag on the far side. And Bradford breathe a sigh of relief. Now, what touch did Pogrebniak make? Off his hand it appeared onto the post. But presumably, with no decision given afterwards, that goal would have stood. But it stays at 0-0.
There was one really big chance actually towards the end of that half with Reading, and we think perhaps it may have been a handball or something.
Yeah, I mean, it came in, we thought to hit the post, but I think it's Pearce at the back post, gets his hand to the ball, and it goes ricochets against the post. It was carnage in there, really, and that's the only way I could see a goal being scored today.
Yeah, so there you go, a little bit of a chance for Reading there, and we do think that was a handball. So that was as close as they came in the second half. How does their manager feel, though, about coming here and making sure he takes Reading back to their place? Let's hear from Steve Clark.
Previous round against Sunderland was a scrap. I think Sunderland came here, maybe thought they could play a bit of football on the pitch. We came here and decided that we were going to roll up our sleeves, we were going to have the battle, we were going to fight for every second ball, scrap, and see if we could produce something. We hit the post twice in the game, and on another day we could have nicked the 1-0. It's a draw, it's a fair result probably on the balance of play, and now we look forward to Bradford coming down to our place.
They did have you on the back foot in the second half. You had one chance, but they seized the initiative a little bit. Were you surprised by that?
A little bit, not too surprised, because they're attacking their home end, the Kop end, where they like to go forward. The crowd got right behind them second half, but there was never really a moment in the game where I was too worried. I knew we were in the game from the first minute, the way the boys were challenging and getting on the second ball, so I knew we were in the game, and I knew we were determined to get them back to our place if that was the best we could do.
Thanks very much, Steve. Good luck in the replay. You fancy your chances?
I think both teams will fancy their chances again, so let's get it on.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
With the Royals FA Cup quarter-final replay scheduled for Monday, the hope for Hornets fans was that Reading minds might be elsewhere. That argument gained currency after only 53 seconds when Alman Abdi gave Watford the lead. The crossbar denied Marco Motta goal number 2, as a youthful Reading side showing 9 changes struggled to contain their hosts. Watford's forwards were enjoying themselves, with Fernando Forestieri the pick of the bunch. His acrobatics forced a fine save out of Mikkel Anderson, but he was powerless to prevent Watford's second. A beautiful Jinkin pass from Forestieri played in Mathieu Vidra for his 4th goal in 4 games. There was another assist for the Italian as Watford made it 3 soon after the break. Forestieri teeing up Troy Deeney, for whom it was a 5th consecutive match on the score sheet. There was one bright moment for Reading when injury-plagued club captain Jim Karachan marked his latest comeback. The skipper, making only his 2nd appearance since September 2013, marked it with a goal. But there was no doubt about the headline grabber here. Forestieri capped his man-of-the-match performance with a well-taken 4th for Watford, a crucial one as it turns out. The Hornets edge ahead of Middlesbrough on goals scored.
I must be happy with performance of my team today. We scored 4 goals. We can score some goal more and forget this game and keep going and thinking what is in front of us.
People will look at the scoreline. I think it was very, very one-sided. I don't think that's the case. We had good moments in the game. When we got it back to 3-1 in the second half, we had at least one really good chance that we didn't capitalise on. If the game goes 3-2, you get a different finish.
Would you believe it? Oh, and curled in, Robson Cardo. Massive goal from Bradford City.
This stadium will see a winner tonight. Either Reading or Bradford will be in the semi-finals of the FA Cup to face holders Arsenal at Wembley next month. 4,000 Bradford fans have made the trip down south to see their side can reach the last 4 of the competition for the first time since 1911, the year they won their one and only major trophy. Reading last reached the semis in 1927, and Steve Clarke will be looking to lead his side back to Wembley. And here for this one we have a representative of Bradford. He was there for a couple of years, Dean Saunders, welcome. Jason Roberts, who of course finished your career at Reading last couple of years, and a neutral, Danny Murphy. And Danny, I'll start with you. What an enormous opportunity for one of these clubs tonight.
Amazing opportunity for players, supporters alike. I think it's going to be a tense evening. I don't think it will be as bad a game as the last one. Let's hope not anyway. But a day out of Wembley to play Arsenal is something that these fans will cherish, and I think it's going to be an exciting time for everyone involved, and also the credit to both managers for getting the clubs to this position in the first place. I mean, what Bradford achieved is remarkable.
It certainly is. And Jason, having spent a little bit of time here at Reading, what would it mean for this football club?
It will mean so much. I mean, like you said earlier, 1927, last time they had a semi-final appearance. This club, I mean, this season it's been stop and start, even with Steve Clarke coming in. The league form has been patchy at best. But I think the FA Cup run has really given us something to hold on to. And for a club like Reading not making the playoffs this season, which they won't, that's a disappointment. So the opportunity to get to Wembley, for these players to get there and feel that belief.
In a strange way, though, Jason, is it slightly more difficult for them, the fact that they're now favourites?
There is, and Phil Parkinson has been very cute about the way he's brought in the fact that they're favourites for this game, which they feel that they are. But I think they need to be a little bit more forward-thinking this game. The last game at Valley Parade, they were a little bit negative, I thought. There's an opportunity for them to really dominate possession. I think they have to take up that cause.
Well, Bradford have made plenty of noise during their run to the quarter-finals. Reading, who narrowly missed out on the playoffs last year, have gone largely unnoticed in the Cup so far.
Steve, so much focus in the build-up to these matches has been on Bradford, given the incredible run that they've had. Has that maybe helped you to a certain extent?
I think maybe it's a competition where we've been under the radar since the third round. Not any glamorous draws, all difficult draws away from home against fellow championship teams. Bradford deserve the spotlight. They've had the great cup run. They've been the underdogs that everybody's talking about. So now we're quite happy to have been under the radar till now.
You've been to Wembley, of course, as a player victoriously and as an assistant manager, but what would it mean to you personally to go there as a manager?
No, I think as a manager you always want to be as good as you can be. If taking the next step and getting the team to Wembley is a step on that road, it looks good on the CV if you can get there, so tonight can be another step on that road.
It would look good on the CV, wouldn't it? And you know, they're close.
Very close, and he's a talented manager. I think he was harshly dealt by West Bromwich Albion. I think he's impressed as a coach at Liverpool and West Ham, and I think now he's passionate and hungry to succeed. He steadied the ship when he came in here at Reading, and a day out of Wembley in a semi-final of the Cup against Arsenal will be a special moment for him and all the Reading fans.
We looked at the Bradford strikers. What about Reading?
Well, Reading have lots of different options. I think Jamie Mack has been possibly the pick of them this season because his work rate, you talk about someone who likes to get into the box, who likes to score goals. He scored goals at all levels for QPR in the Premier League. The one thing you know about him is he's going to put a shift in. He's happy to play in different positions. And he's got a lot more quality than people give him credit for. I mean, you see here. And I think it'll be interesting to see today how Reading use him. Will he play out on the wide? Will he be through the middle in a central position? I think either way, you see the quality that he brings to the side. And that work rate, like I said, really allows everybody else to play in a certain way when he works as hard. And when he does celebrations like that, I think he needs to have a word with himself.
I mean, he scores one tonight, we're doing some sort of celebration, that's for sure. The atmosphere here is building, there's no question about that. It's funny, we've looked at all the various strikers banging in the goals at their different levels. We've seen those players, some of them play in the Premier League. You tend to find your level, don't you? And then
yeah, well, I think you're only as good as your strikers. Any team you've got, you can make chances, you can play the best football if your strikers are not in where they should be. But looking at Reading's bench, they've got Yakubu and Cox on the bench who would get in most teams. So if it's not happening for them, they can always change it and bring them two on, which is great for Steve Clarke, but he's doing a great job as well. And he was really unlucky to lose his job at West Brom, I thought.
There are the two teams looking slightly apprehensive in the tunnel before the game. We must have a winner tonight, even if it goes to extra time and penalties, of course. Will it be Bradford City or will it be Reading? Your commentary team is Martin Keown and Simon Brotherton.
Thank you, Gary. Evening, everyone. There's no doubt that Bradford City, from the third tier of English football, have been the standout story of this season's FA Cup. But at Valley Parade just over a week ago, Championship side Reading refused to succumb to the giant-killing storyline that had seen off both Chelsea and Sunderland in previous rounds. It was a professional performance leading to a goalless draw, and tonight's winner takes all replay. Some of the Bradford fans still making their way to the Medeski Stadium, held up in traffic. As the two teams go through the formalities, let's take a look at the lineups for tonight's game. Reading's team shows two changes from the first match. Adam Federici is in goal as usual. The Wales international Chris Gunter comes in at right back in place of Stephen Kelly, while Alex Pearce broke his nose at Valley Parade but is fit to start. Gareth McCleary starts on the right-hand side of midfield. Oliver Norwood drops to the bench, and Jamie Mackie moves into a central role up front alongside Pavel Pogrebniak, who led the line on his own in the first game. As for Bradford City, well, Ben Williams continues as their FA Cup goalkeeper. Alan Sheehan comes into the heart of their defence in place of Andrew Davis, who suffered an arm injury. In midfield, Andy Halliday, who scored against Chelsea, plays instead of Billy Clark, who's dropped down to the bench, with James Hansen and John Stead leading the attack. Let's have a little look at the substitutes for the two teams. Among the subs for Reading tonight, the familiar figure of Yakubu, the Nigerian international, who came off the bench to score the winner in the fifth round at Derby. Bradford's bench includes Mark Yates, who scored a tremendous free kick to earn a point at Coventry City last Tuesday night. Such a busy schedule for these two sides, their fourth match in 10 days. And there'll always be a place for Phil Parkinson in Reading fans' hearts, regardless of tonight's outcome. Bradford's manager spent 11 years as a player here at Reading and made over 400 appearances for the club. Can he engineer another famous cup victory tonight for his team? Now, referee tonight is Mike Jones. Busy few days for him after taking charge of Middlesbrough's 4-1 win over Ipswich on Saturday and acting as the fourth official at Goodison yesterday for the Everton-Newcastle game. Final few words as Reading try to make it into the semi-finals of the FA Cup for the first time in 88 years. There's John Stead, the joint top scorer in the FA Cup with 5, having scored in every round so far. He was on target on Saturday against Notts County. That was his first goal since the fifth round win over Sunderland. Almost ready to go here. I mentioned it's 88 years since Reading made it into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Bradford won the Cup over a century ago in 1911. They haven't been in the semis for 104 years, not since that day. We're underway. Bradford City in the stripes, kicking from right to left in the first half. And alongside me in the commentary box here, Martin Keogh.
Well, this has been an excellent start by Reading. Here comes a corner, and it's in! Hal Robson-Kanu! 5 minutes gone in this FA Cup sixth round replay, and the perfect start for the Championship side. He wanted it more. Beautifully flighted corner. And Bradford will be asking questions of their captain. Not strong enough there, Stephen Darby. And Robson-Kanu took full advantage. So important for Bradford to get a toehold into this game. Already a goal down, but here's Stead. Hansen's peeled away to the far post, and Stead has found him. But the header carried no power to trouble Federici. But that's what Bradford will want in this FA Cup replay. A link of the front two, and that was decent. Just stretching for his header, Hansen. Couldn't generate the power. Here's Gunter. McCleary already tested Meredith, the left back, a couple of times. A deflection and in! Reading start has just got a whole lot better. Huge deflection off Andy Halliday. And it was too much for the goalkeeper, Ben Williams. And Steve Clarke about as excited as he ever gets outwardly. Here's Danny Williams, urged to shoot by the crowd, and he does so! And that had real action on it. And his namesake, Ben Williams, having to keep a firm eye on this well-struck shot from Danny Williams. It's a decent save. Cleary with the corner. All Reading at the moment. Bouncing around awkwardly there for Bradford. Back out with the dangerous Gareth McCleary. Gets away too easily from Moraes. And then will be very disappointed with his finish. Poor defending though by Felipe Moraes here. McCleary gets away from him all too easily. Bradford be happy, it's only 2 at the moment. Just moments left in this first half. Bradford have created little so far. That's a good ball, and in goes Knott. Can't pick out Stead, but that's better. I've seen very little of Billy Knott or Andy Halliday, who provides the pass here in this first half. Bradford need more of that. Federici right behind it. Long ball seeks out Hansen. In goes Moraes now. He caught Chalobah there. Referee's reaching for a card here, Mike Jones. He had the yellow out for a moment, and now he's producing red, straight red for Felipe Moraes. Now, was this intentional or just awkward from the Bradford City midfield player? Mike Jones has deemed it possibly the assistance of his assistant, Scott Ledger, but it was red. Chalobah, silky touch, plays in Mackie! Wembley bound! Reading! No way back now for 10-man Bradford City. Jamie Mackie has certainly enjoyed his goal and certainly deserved it. Set up brilliantly by Chalobah. One touch, two touch, and bang. No mistake from Mackie. Reading 3, Bradford City 0. Reading through to the semi-final to play Arsenal.
Well, the Bradford fans are applauding their players, and they've done this competition proud this season with some exhilarating performances, but tonight is about Reading. It's 88 years since they reached the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They're one game away from their first ever FA Cup final. It's been a fabulous performance from them this evening, and they'll make that relatively short journey to Wembley to face Arsenal. And we can hear from one of their heroes, one of their goal scorers. Jamie Mackie is with Jackie Oatley.
Jamie, huge congratulations, one of the goal scorers tonight. Just what does it mean to you and the players to be going to Wembley?
Yeah, it's massive. That's obviously the aim at the beginning of the first tie, but it was a tough game up there, so to bring them back down here, we played some better stuff tonight, and it's massive for the football club. Obviously, you see what it means to the fans and for the players. You know, I'm 29 years old. I've never had the opportunity to go and play in a semi-final of the FA Cup and have one game to reach the final of the FA Cup. That's what you dream about as a kid when you're playing football with your brothers in the garden, and you know it's always the FA Cup final. So we've got one game to see if we can get there, and yeah, it's amazing. Can't wait to play there.
Was it a bit surprising that you dominated Bradford so much tonight?
You know, we had a really good game plan. We knew it was going to be a tough game. I think, to be fair to us, we started really well. We started the game brilliantly, and I think that set us in really good stead. And, you know, it's probably ours to lose. Well, obviously it was ours to lose at half-time. You've seen it happen before. So the manager gave us, you know, good talking to at half-time to make sure we do the right job, and to get the third goal sort of killed the game. And, yeah, delighted for all the boys. Great effort. To get a draw up at Bradford, you know, that was an unbelievable result. And we really backed ourselves in private in that change room tonight.
It's been a really difficult season for the players, for the club. Just what's this cup run done for you all?
Yeah, it's just given us a different focus when we've had a tough time in the league, something different to think about. We really need to be better in the league, we all know that, but at least we've put some smiles on faces for this season, and see if we can get them to the final and make sure we consolidate in the league and try and finish as high as we can. But it's a great achievement so far, and you know, we're all looking forward to it.
There's a lot of talk about tired legs, given that all of you have had to play twice in the space of 2 or 3 days, but you're extra tired, bearing in mind you just had a little baby as well.
Yeah, on Friday. So yeah, my wife's been amazing, so had to keep in the other room last night. She's very understanding, but it was worth it in the end, so I can go back and have a day with the family. Yeah, so delighted.
I think you've earned it, Jamie. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yes, we have 2 co-chairs for you, Gary, in fact. Sir John Madejski and Lady Sassima as well. So John, first of all, I saw you pre-match and I said to you, are you nervous? And you went, no. So what on earth did you know that we didn't?
Well, I knew jolly well that Steve Clarke had done his homework thoroughly, and I knew that we were going to win tonight. I just did. And I'm so delighted for Kunging Sassima Sivakorn, because you know, she's come over here especially for this game and to get this fantastic win. So we're all going to go to Wembley now for the first time since 1927 is absolutely mega. And I'm so pleased for Sassima being here tonight. She came in last night. She's had a very long journey, but she's here today and absolutely celebrating, aren't you?
So tell us yourself, Lady Sassima, just how delighted are you to be going to Wembley with this club?
Delighted, very, very, very happy, very delighted, and I think we played so well. You know, the fact that we won is one thing, but the fact how we play is great. You know, we just play defensive and offensive, everything well.
How much of it is the glory of the FA Cup, and how much is it, of course, fantastic for the finances, with winning over £800,000 as well for the club?
Well, I don't know how much we win, though, but it's great to win the semi-final, to go and win semi-final at Wembley. You know.
So it's all about the glory then?
We've got big aspirations now. Do you like the handbag, by the way? It's the Reading colours, in case you didn't know.
Oh,
but anyway, yeah.
Especially.
Yes. But no, it's absolutely terrific. And I mean, obviously, there's going to be great joy in the camp tonight. And I love another trip to Wembley. As I said, the first time since 1927 that we've reached the semi-finals. So there'll be a heck of a lot of celebrating in Reading tonight. And everybody's got the feel-good factor. So we go onwards and upwards.
Yeah. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Steve, congratulations. You're smiling now. You had quite a celebration after your 3rd goal. Just what does this mean to you?
No, the 3rd goal was the one that clinched it. At 2-0, you're always still a little bit nervous. When it went 3, I knew we'd see the game out well. Now for the club is a big occasion. First semi-final that they've been in since 1927, I think. So that's a long time. So we'll look forward to the game. But before then, I have to switch back to the league. We need some points in the league.
Did the game go as you expected it to?
Yeah, obviously we got off to a really quick start. We spoke about that. To get 2 goals in the first 10 minutes gave us a great platform to build on. And from there, I think we were always quite comfortable in the game.
You made 9 changes at the weekend in the defeat at Watford. A lot of talk about that because this game was only 2 days later. You made 11 again. Does that completely vindicate your decision?
It's not about vindicating your decision, it's about doing what's right for the football club. Obviously, getting to Wembley, another big payday for the club is important. It's a club that's been struggling financially for the last couple of years. We're grateful to the new owners who've come in, they've helped to stabilise the ship a little bit, and this is a nice little bonus for them, a trip to Wembley.
Of course it's about the glory of going to Wembley, but you have spoken before about the finances and you being able to then build for next season for what would be a promotion push ideally.
No, that's just what we're after. This year, I think everyone connected with Reading Football Club thought they'd be challenging to be back in the Premier League, in the league for whatever reason, and there's probably a lot of reasons we haven't quite managed to do that. It's something that we're keen to address and something that we'll look to address over the summer and make sure that we're more competitive in the Championship next season.
Are you going to allow yourself and the players something of a celebration?
Not really. I don't think the players are happy. They're delighted that they've done their job. We've had 4 difficult away games to finally get a home tie, so we knew when we got the home tie and we got the crowd behind us. The crowd were magnificent tonight, and it's great to see the Madejski Stadium rocking like that.
Go and enjoy it. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks.
With a place in the FA Cup semi-final secured, Reading were in high spirits upon arrival at the Valley. Pavel Pogrebniak's opener came after Steve Clarke's side had dominated the first half. But the manager was furious with his side's second half showing, citing a 20-minute spell where his team capitulated. A penalty for Michael Hector's handball seemed to precipitate their collapse, a disputed decision upon which Reading allowed themselves to dwell, especially once Jonny Bayern had dispatched the spot kick. But Charlton will point to their own improved performance after the break. Bayern's 4th goal in as many games nudged the Addicts toward a 7th win out of 9. Guy Luzon puts Charlton's recent results down to the Addicts suddenly playing with smiles on their faces. Simon Church will have enjoyed this goal against his old club, although he did his best not to show it. By contrast, Reading suddenly had plenty to gripe about. A second yellow card for Daniel Williams saw them finish the game with a numerical disadvantage. It didn't stop Pogrebniak pulling one back right at the death, but that wasn't nearly enough for the Royals, who are now only 9 points clear of the relegation zone.
Fabio has possession on this near touchline, playing the ball down the line to Rawls. He turns it in field. That is cut out by Hector, and the ball is played forward to Ake, who turns it away towards the far side, and forward comes Robson Kanu on the left, level with the edge of the Cardiff area, trying to go to the byline, got the cross in, cleared away by the Cardiff defence. Noon collects, tries to get forward, he's robbed, and eventually cross coming in from the left, a chance here, ball's headed down, it's a goal! It's a goal for Reading, and it's Pogrebniak who scored it.
It's a complete mix-up.
After 3.5 minutes play.
It's a complete mix-up in the box from Cardiff. The first place was under threat last year, Alex McCarthy, but he's now departed. Queen's Park Rangers.
Danger here for Cardiff, and Pogrebniak claiming he was pushed down on the left and work his way infield and float the cross in. Not a bad one. Punched away by Federici. Only as far as Whittingham, halfway inside the Reading half. He heads it wide to Fabio. The ball down the line to Rawls. Can he get the better of Gunter? Slips it infield. Fabio inside the area. Tries the shot. Well blocked by Pearce, and that is a corner to Cardiff.
It's the best move of the game from Cardiff.
Fabio has possession near side, plays it forward. It's cleared away. With a chance here as the ball goes to the byline, and it's going to be a goal kick to Reading. Doyle plays the ball back to Marshall. He turns it out to Whittingham on the edge of his own area. Ball turned wide to his right to Manga, who plays a bad ball infield, and a chance here for McCleary. He might score. He does. No, he's put it wide of the far post. Goal kick. Inside the Reading half. Infield to Gunnarsson, trying to come forward strongly towards the corner of the area, going to the byline, getting the cross in. Chance here in front of goal. It was blocked off McElhaney. It's cleared away. Can Noon get the shot in? He can. Pushed away by Federici. It's his first save, really, that he's had to make.
Much the kind of McElhaney playing off Joe Mason now.
So it'll be Whittingham with the free kick. Left-footed into the area. Not a bad one. Headed down in front of goal, and it's Manga who got the header on it, and it went well wide of this near post.
Much better delivery that time from Peter Whittingham. Stood the ball up at the back post. It allowed Manga to get a jump on it and attack it, and it's a decent downward header. And been able to create enough to get themselves back in it on the scoreboard.
Peltier, a bad back pass. This is dangerous. It could be one for halfway inside the Cardiff half. Still going forward. Defenders around him. Gets the cross in. A chance here in front of goal. This could be number 2. Great save by Marshall, and that's headed away by Fabio. On the far side, Reading right, and it comes. It took a deflection. It's headed down in front of goal and against the bar, and eventually it's turned back to McCleary, corner of the area, coming in on his left foot, tries the shot, and it's well. In it comes, high across the 6-yard area. Chance here in front of goal, but it's cleared away. Kennedy has it outside the area, far side. Tries the shot, but that's an easy. Reading look fairly comfortable at 1-0. Fabio on the halfway line near side, playing the ball in field. Whittingham chips it forward, but it's easily headed away by Pearce. And eventually it's won by Akpan, playing the ball forward to Pogrebniak, but he can't get the better of Whittingham, who wins it inside his own half and gives the ball back to Morrison. He helps that on to Manga, who comes forward and plays it wide to Fabio, and then Manga has it back and then moves infield over the halfway line, turns, plays it wide to Fabio, who gives it back to Manga. And he plays it wide to the near side to Noon. He slips that forward to Gunnarsson, moving forward towards the corner of the area, getting the cross in. What a great goal from Conor McAleny!
Again, it's come from Aaron Gunnarsson, taking the situation into his own hands, and he drives with the ball again, this near post. He nearly created a goal midway through this half. He has done so now. Lovely turn and collect, and just threads a ball, a square ball along the edge of the area to Conor McAleny, who picks out a little pocket of space in front of the Reading back four, and first time just curls a ball beyond Adam Federici. It's a lovely finish. It's a really good bit of play.
For their game with Blackburn, the Royals' guest of honour was 14-year-old Ryan Duval. A pupil of the nearby Avenue School, he designed a team strip that Reading wore for the day as part of a unique community project. Ryan's Royals endeavoured to mark the day with 3 points, but found Rovers in typically resolute mood. Simon Eastwood, very nearly a goal scorer against Liverpool in the Cup, prevented Hal Robson-Kanu from hitting the net. Rovers' own chances were collector's items, but Marshall's sliced cross was perhaps their best. With Reading thinking about next week's FA Cup semis and Blackburn thinking about missing out on them, this game was never likely to be a classic. Hope Akpan's header was as close as either side came to a goal.
Kings live a life of fame and grandeur that other men can only dream of.
The king is full of grace and fair regard.
Arsenal, the reigning monarchs with a glorious dynasty.
Ramsey scores for Arsenal.
Reading, royal only in name and cup paupers living in the shadows of their foes. But this is the FA Cup.
We happy few, we band of brothers.
There is no divine right to a seat at the final. Glory is won on the turf with toil, tears, and sweat.
When the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. It's Danny Welbeck! Jamie Mackie!
The kings or the pretenders to the throne.
Welcome to Wembley and an occasion fit for kings. Reading haven't reached this stage for 88 years, but boy, they'd love to be back here in 6 weeks' time for the final of the FA Cup. Standing in their way are the holders, desperate to retain their trophy and have some silverware to show from a season of promise. This fixture has produced 24 goals in the last 3 meetings, including a memorable League Cup encounter 4 years ago, when Arsenal came back from 4-0 down to win 7-5. And here to enjoy it all with us, 3 strikers. Jason Roberts, who scored in that game, Ian Wright, who'd long since retired before that game, and our neutral, Alan Shearer. And first, Jason, you obviously didn't get the grey suit memo.
I didn't get the memo. It looks like I'm representing colours, but I'm totally impartial.
Time to hear from one of Reading's quarter-final heroes. We've been at home with the Mackies.
I need to cheat in the camera.
You can do it again in a minute, yeah. It was quite a crazy time for us because my wife was overdue with our 3rd baby, so, you know, the manager kept asking me, how's it going, how's it going? Not yet, she's got to hold on. Well, luckily, the timing was unbelievable. The baby came on the Friday and we had the game on the Monday, so, yeah, it was a great time for me and the family and everyone involved, so, yeah, I was delighted.
Good fall for Jamie Mackey! 3-0, and there won't be any coming back from Bradford tonight.
You know, I've done a few mad celebrations, so everyone joined in, and yeah, it was great, like I say, for my family, and really, really great time in our lives. Get set, go! He's gone early. Quick is he? You got to catch him. Some lads don't swap shirts, but to play in the Premier League for a couple of years so far was like a big achievement for me, and playing against top players who you grew up watching. You know, like Alonso and Lampard. I mean, or Ryan Giggs. You know, he was like a hero of mine growing up.
This is still Ryan Giggs, who's past Keown, past Dixon, and has scored a sensational goal!
We loved it, the FA Cup. I think me and my brothers, we would watch games, and I remember Eric Cantona when he scored a volley in the final, and you know we leg it straight out into the garden, me and my brothers, and you know you were kicking balls like that. I think everything's always gone back to like the FA Cup final.
Yeah! See you later, mate.
To try and get there would be amazing.
Lovely stuff. Jamie Mackey and the Reading team are now gathering in the tunnel alongside Arsenal, and we can head pitchside to savour the atmosphere. Dan Walker is with Martin Keown, a man with a foot in both camps, of course.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. You can see the two teams just coming out of their dressing room behind us there. They're getting ready. The noise is incredible, Martin. I remember you telling me in the past that a game can be won and lost in that distance between the dressing room and the pitch. What's the right mentality to have on an occasion like this?
Well, we're talking about mentally, of course, the right preparation, the balance, to be able to express yourself, but have that steely determination to go and win. And also, like, take in the occasion, but don't let it be too much for you. You don't want any regrets. You want to be able to give a good account of yourself, certainly from a Reading point of view. Arsenal surely will feel that they can win it. Reading have got nothing to lose today. Go and enjoy it. No fear. You've got to love these occasions.
Well, out they come, Martin. They can hear the roar of 90,000 inside Wembley here. Now, you have won this great tournament 3 times, but you've also lost twice in a semi-final, and they still hurt, don't they?
Oh, they do, but you can't think about that now, Dan. You know, it's all positive thoughts. You're looking to the crowd. Enjoy it. It's a special occasion for the fans, the semi-final. Unlike a final, most of the fans here today are both from both clubs. Enjoy it, give something back to them, and make sure you go home a winner.
We'll see you at half-time, Martin. Thanks for the moment.
So we're all set for the first FA Cup semi-final of 2015, and there will be a winner tonight, even if it has to go to penalties. Our commentators here at Wembley are Danny Murphy and Steve Wilson.
Thank you, Gary. Good afternoon, everybody. This is the 902nd match in this season's FA Cup. 736 teams entered it. Willand Rovers, Warrington Town, Blythe Spartans, Cambridge United, Sheffield United, Bradford City, Blackburn and Middlesbrough have all had their headlines and their days in the sun but on a sunny weekend at Wembley, we are down to 4. No pomp and circumstance today, no marching bands or anthems, that's all to come on May the 30th. This is just about drama without the distractions and football without the frills. And if you're a Reading fan who remembers their last FA Cup semi-final, then you must be at least 90 years old. And just at the back of your shot there is Sis Platten. She's just bent down at the wrong moment. Reading's oldest fan here today, 93 years old, and still watches them home and away. And she's done a bit of travelling this season because they've been drawn away in every round of the FA Cup and have only needed a replay once. That was in the quarter-final against Brentford. And this is the team that Steve Clarke has selected today. In goal is Adam Federici, went to the World Cup in 2010 as second-choice Australian goalkeeper. 3 of the back 4 have come through the successful Reading Academy. Hector, Pearce and Obita all did that. Hector is very highly rated. You've got 5 in midfield, 2 defensive. Chalobah, who's on loan from Chelsea, and Williams, who is an American international, who's come through German football, are the holding midfielders. McCleary and Robson-Kanu wide. Mackie will play behind Pavel Pogrebniak, Reading's Russian. In goal for Arsene Wenger and Arsenal is their Pole, Wojciech Chesney, their keeper. Slight surprise, the 2 fullbacks. Debussy hasn't played for 3 months, and Gibbs on the left hasn't played for 1 month, but they're back in today. Mertesacker and Koscielny in the middle. Coquelin holds, he's been brilliant since he returned from a loan spell at Charlton in that position. Cazorla and Ozil either side of him. And Danny Welbeck preferred to Olivier Giroud down the middle, with Ramsey right and Alexis Sanchez on the left-hand side. And Martin Atkinson is the man in charge. If Reading fans are looking for an omen, then they might find one in the fact that he officiated Arsenal's defeats at both Spurs and Chelsea this season. Arsenal, indeed both teams in their home kits. Arsenal in red and white, and Reading in the blue and white hoops. Danny Murphy, it's a big game and it's a big ask for this Reading team. Well, it is, but it's a wonderful opportunity, as Jason Roberts was talking about in the studio, to make history, to get to an FA Cup final. I spoke to Stephen Kelly down on the pitch side earlier, and they seem relaxed, actually, seemed in good spirits, and he was telling me they're going to have a real go for it. I thought they might sit back and defend, but he told me otherwise, and it'd be interesting to see tactically what they do. So Martin Atkinson is ready, and Reading, who made Arsenal wait a little bit, are ready too. This is Arsenal's 28th FA Cup semi-final. That's a record. It's their 39th game at Wembley, and that's a record too. But don't forget, they did play 2 seasons of Champions League matches on this ground before they moved to the Emirates. Here we go, the first semi-final of the 2015 FA Cup, with Reading from right to left in the first 45 minutes.
Ozil with a corner kick. Mertesacker's header, kept out by Federici. Smart goalkeeping by Adam Federici to keep out the header from Per Mertesacker, who got Arsenal's equaliser in the semi-final last year against Wigan. Ozil. Sanchez, beautifully done by Alexis Sanchez, and 6 minutes before half-time, the holders are in front. Sanchez the first to appreciate the pass from Ozil. Reading have made it really difficult for Arsenal in this first half, but now they've made the breakthrough thanks to the skill and the guile of Alexis Sanchez. Relief at last. Reading have made a positive start to the second half. Pogrebniak. McCleary! It's in! Goal has been given. Reading a level. Gareth McCleary, an Arsenal supporter when he was growing up, has got Reading's equaliser. Despairing attempt by Chesney to keep out McCleary's effort, which took a deflection from Gibbs. Any need for goal line technology? Not really. Dare to believe, said Steve Clarke. And Reading really are enjoying their day in the sun. Robson Carney, confronted by Debussy. Reading appealing for a handball, and they're appealing again. Appealing for a handball against Debussy with even more conviction. And you can't blame them either. In by Oza. Gabriel's header. Federici managed to get a hand to that header from Gabriel. Terrific and athletic save to keep out the Brazilian who's come on as a substitute for Mertesacker. It's Gabriel! What a big chance for Arsenal. Unmarked, a free header, and well wide of the target. Sanchez. Giroud. Here's Ramsey! Second chance for Ramsey. Well, he can't do in this semi-final what he did for Arsenal in the final against Hull last year. Arsenal's match winner on that occasion. Did well to hold off Ubita. Ramsey. And almost spooned over the top of the crossbar by Federici. Reading went into retreat then, almost to their cost. Oza. Gibbs has made a run for it. Here's Sanchez. Oh, it's gone in. Real agony for Reading and their goalkeeper Adam Federici, beaten for a second time by Alexis Sanchez. It should have been a straightforward save. It's FA Cup heartbreak for Reading and Adam Federici.
The hosts had the better of the chances in a slow first half, and but for Darren Randolph would have taken the lead. The Irish keeper on hand to deny Jamie Mackie and Gareth McCleary. Blues did look bright in spells going forward, and Paul Caddis saw his powerful drive whistle over the crossbar. Before Randolph was again called into action, this time keeping out Nathaniel Shalabar, not once but twice. Blues ended the half with a decent effort from Jonathan Grounds, but his header lacked the power to trouble Adam Federici. The start of the second half had a familiar feel, with Randolph again denying Shalabar. The introduction of Lloyd Dyer and Damari Gray saw Blues go on the front foot, with the latter almost making an immediate impact. Andy Shinnie was next to go close. The Reading keeper was down smartly to save. But the breakthrough came just moments later when Clayton Donaldson rose highest to power Stephen Gleeson's cross home. It was the striker's 15th league goal of the season. And he could have doubled his tally in stoppage time, but couldn't squeeze the finish past Federici. But Donaldson's earlier strike was enough for Blues to record their first league victory on the road of 2015.
Good signs, Mark, early on that Douglas and Toumani and Judge are over the halfway line. Actually, midfield sitting in the Reading half.
Brentford look lively. Good turn there by Gray, away from Pearce. Look for options, no one in the box. He plays it in now, there's a chance for Judge, and Judge scores! Terrific cross from Andre Gray, he's a provider for once. And there was Judge, just passes it into the back of the net. Point you make there, it's yeah, that could go out to the players. Plenty of time left, of course, but it all helps in the grand scheme of things. But here is Gunter again on this right hand side, going round Pritchard. Good cross into the box, and oh, it's an excellent chance, and it's blazed over the bar. Great chance there for Gareth McCleary, and he should have. And now the ball's played wide here to Williams. And Williams, Pritchard has to come inside. Pritchard can't get there. Now the shot's going to come in the edge of the box. Good challenge there by Judge on the deck. Very brave. And Johnny Douglas fires it up to Andre Gray, and he's in a promising position here. He's using his pace up towards the edge of the box. Gray all alone. Will he go for goal himself? He holds the ball up. He can shoot now. Goes for his right foot and just around the post. It takes a deflection on the way. And Brent the game, because of course we were doing the interviews last week as Gray comes forward. This is promising. Gray's through here. Gray could make this 2-0 into the box. Oh, it's saved. Comes back to Douglas. Good save by Federici. The corner flag. Cuts back in field. Here's McCleary. Edge of the box trying to get on that right foot. Drills a shot in. It's come across players. Here's Dean. He's got to win this edge of the box. It's taking a double deflection. Shot comes in. Great save by Button, but surely this will be in. But the flag is up for offside. It will not count. Forgive him that goal at Griffin Park now. Brentford have got a free kick. It's 3 yards in from the touchline, level with the penalty area on this right hand side. Judge to take it, whips it in. Who's there at the far post? There's a header! Yes! And Brentford have scored again! And it's James Tarkowski in front of the Brentford fans. They rise to celebrate, and Brentford have got a 2-0 lead. Pressure. Not the best clearance. Oh, and Tarkowski at the back. He could have gifted a goal back here. Mistake by Tarkowski, but he's helped out by his keeper, Button, who's made a miraculous save. Throw for Odebejo, short to Tommy Smith. Back to Odebejo, nice pass to John Terrell, then back inside from Smith. Here's Terrell, he'll go for goal! It's the post! Brilliant. How unlucky was that from John Terrell? Over our neighbours who caused us so much pain back in 2000, the year 2000. Here's Dallas, here's Judge, this could be 3-0, Judge should have scored. 1-on-1 with the kick.
Have been unpredictable lately, but do you still send these players out confident they can get the job done?
Absolutely, we've got to trust them to do that. They're experienced, they know how to win big games. This is a big game. We have to trust them to go out there and do the job, play the football, not be nervous, get the crowd behind them, get a good start, and make sure that it's about us. Reading are a good team, got good players, but it's about us today.
Your 4 away wins this season have come against Middlesbrough, Norwich, Ipswich and Wolves. Does that give you belief you can do something similar at Derby?
We have belief that we can win anywhere. Like I said, the recent games have been close. And just little things have been letting us down. We've tried to address that a little bit. We've picked a team today that's very positive, very attacking, and we look to put Derby on the back foot and get 3 points.
You said that you don't want to know other scores from elsewhere, but could that change as the game goes on?
I don't think so. I think it's what we have to do. We have to win the game, and we have to go for 95 minutes, and we expect everybody else to win. So that's what we're going to do.
So after 540 games, we have reached the final day of what has been an extraordinary championship season. But now for Derby and for Ipswich over on Sky Sports 2 at Ewood Park, it is all about holding your nerve. Can they do it? Can they make it through to the playoffs for a second season in a row? Let's find out in the company of Andy Hinchcliffe and first Bill Leslie.
And injuries to holding midfielders have proved costly for Derby, so they try another formula here today. Stephen Warnock moves into midfield. Raul Albentosa returns to the heart of the defence. Chris Martin isn't risked from the start here, but Darren Bent is available again after illness. So along with Johnny Russell, he returns as Steve McLaren makes 3 changes to the side that started the draw at Millwall. Well, Steve Clarke said his side were in decay after their defeat at Rotherham in the week. He makes 5 changes to that starting 11 here. Adam Federici, Alex Pearce and Gareth McCleary will come in. 19-year-old former academy player Jack Stacey starts just his second senior game. And on-loan Palace striker Kwasi Appiah starts for just the second time for the club. Chris Martin and Connor Salmon are among Derby's attacking options from the bench. Reading include a young player, Tariq Fosu, among their subs on a championship team sheet for only the second time in his career.
So after 540 games, we have reached the final day of what has been an extraordinary championship season. But now for Derby and for Ipswich over on Sky Sports 2 at Ewood Park, it is all about holding your nerve. Can they do it? Can they make it through to the playoffs for a second season in a row?
Appiah has got him behind here. Albentosa has caught out. Can Keogh recover? Appiah, Reading score inside the first 2 minutes. Is it unravelling for Derby on the final day?
Well, Will Hughes, who's normally so assured in possession, just gives the ball away so cheaply here. And I talked about it, putting a positive performance into practice is not always easy. You make mistakes, you can be nervous, and these Derby fans can't believe it. But you give the ball away that cheaply, it's inviting trouble. There's no pressure on Will Hughes here, it's just a very poor pass, a lazy pass, and then suddenly Appiah is away, and he keeps his nerve. He just draws Richard Keogh in, leaves him on his backside. What a cool finish, what a start for Reading.
What a time to get your first Reading goal. The Ghanaian Kwasi Appiah. A calamitous moment from Derby County's player of the season. Noah Dicko has given Wolverhampton Wanderers the lead against Millwall. That does change things. Bent. Federici at full stretch. Clearance off the line, Shotton trying to get it back. Derby having a go to try and repair the damage, and there is damage there behind here. Wolves ahead, as it stands, they're out of the top 6, they're out of the playoff places.
Well, Gareth McCleary does brilliantly here because he's not actually on the near post when this ball is played in. He drops back onto the post.
But Hendrick has stolen it away. Oh, and that's a good shout for a penalty. That is a penalty! In stoppage time at the end of the first half. A bustling run from Johnny Russell. And there's a route back into this match for Derby. Well, as Derby's season has stuttered and stumbled, the goals of Darren Bent have kept them going. 10 of them in 14 league matches. And he has a chance here from the penalty spot to restore a bit of order on this final day. Federici has saved it! A mighty miss from Darren Bent, and who knows, that could be the season right there for Derby County. They haven't dealt with this particularly well. It's loose, it's in! Michael Hector has doubled Reading's lead. The worst nightmares of Derby and Steve McClaren are coming true here on this final day. They need a point, and they are 2-0 down with 20 minutes of their season left.
The opportunity is clearly there for Derby just to clear their lines, but people are standing and watching. You simply can't do that. Ryan Shotton should do much better, and what a price they pay.
Defensive disintegration for Derby. Abita has Karachan. He's also got Chalobah. They're queuing up. Now Norwood. Karachan onside. Grant with the save. But penalty given. And here we go. A tale of two penalties. Derby missed one in first half stoppage time in the final 6 minutes of the match. Reading have an opportunity to put this matter to bed for once and for all and hammer Derby's season to an unhappy close, and that's exactly what they do through Gareth McCleary. Derby 0, Reading 3. Boos echo round the iPro. They had it in their hands, Derby County, on the final day, and goodness me, has it unravelled. And the final curtain falls on Derby County's season. They've fallen victim here on the final day to a commanding Royals performance. But for Steve McClaren and Derby County, a season that promised at one stage, only 2 months ago, automatic promotion. Here they are, outside the top 6 as the final whistle goes.
Confirmation then, Bournemouth champions. Watford, as we knew last week, going up to the Premier League alongside them. Norwich finished the season in 3rd, which means they play Ipswich in the playoff semi-finals. My goodness, what a clash that's going to be at Carrow Road and Portman Road. And it will be Middlesbrough against Brentford, as Brentford gate-crashed the playoff party right at the end. Wolves finished the season in 7th, but only outside the playoffs on goal difference. And it was a limp and disappointing end to the season for Derby County. And at the bottom end, just confirmation of how things finished. We knew they were down already, but confirmation that Millwall, Wigan and Blackpool finished the season today and will be playing League One football last season. Rotherham, despite those deducted points, making things safe earlier in the week against Reading.